makes you agree to never trust. Put this question to you, cause I want you to be with me. Love.
Round 1, fight!
What's up, guys? And it's celebration time. We're celebrating our 200th episode. If you can't tell, the 200 everywhere. I got it down below here. We got it in the title. We got it in the intro, the thumbnail, all of that. So we are leading up to 200 episodes. Technically, this is not the 200 episode, but we're culminating at the end of this week with a 3-part series of all the unique, the 128, the first 128 unique winners to ever win a tournament, and so they're all going to be going head to head in a big 3-part series, and we'll wrap it up with our 200th on Friday. So yeah, I'm excited. I'm celebrating here with my new addiction. These are called chocolate churro turtles, and they come from Costco. They're like really light and kind of like they're like a light version of like Chex Mix. Oh man, go get you some of those. Those are freaking delicious. But yeah, I am your host, Jordan, the movie hero Anderson, and I'm excited to be here on this almost 200th episode, the start of our 3-part series. And let's go ahead and bring in our panel for tonight to join this party. First off, as always, we have my co-host, Austin Pez Howell.
Yeah, no, we got a bevy of people from our community to help us celebrate throughout the week. And yeah, we're going to determine the best of the best of the best here because we got all winners over this entire week. So got some real heavy hitters, and there's going to be some I can promise you, both in the first round and in the subsequent round, some tough matchups. So get ready.
Best of the best, sir. With honors. Yeah. So yeah, it'll be fun. So yeah, we got some of our regulars here. I tried to go with people who have been on this journey with us this week. So we got Mr. Jacob Barber in the house. What's up, Jacob?
Cool. Yeah, no, I'm excited to see the matchups. I saw the list, so I know what's coming, but I don't know the matchup. So I'm excited to see what's going against each other. I noticed a lot of my top 10 is in here, so this could be tough.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think there's a few of our top 10.
And me and you, Jacob, were both getting down to the song, but unfortunately we had to cut it off at about 30-second mark or we'll get it yanked immediately. It is Prince music after all, so that's that first 30 seconds is the only time they really showed the 200, which is what you were just going for. So when he said it was the 200, I was like, why don't we just use the quick clip from Batman? They're celebrating the 200th year, the bicentennial in that movie, so why not?
Yeah. But we also have joining us Mr. Richie Goodacre.
Yeah, awesome, man. And much like Eric Roberts, we're going for the best of the best. That's
yes. That movie is not featured tonight.
I shouldn't be, but I also love that movie. That movie's fucking stupid. I like it. But yeah, look, happy birthday, Tournament Fights. You don't look a day of 174. So
yeah, right. And also best of the best, the movie that infamously made John Campia cry. He was crying when he just was like talking about the movie. So yeah, but
what a pussy.
Yeah, right. Yeah, but we also have join us Brian Nussbaum.
Hey, happy early birthday for Two Fights. I remember when these shows used to go 4 hours. Started late, but now we're back on time. And also, spoiler, there's three tournaments that was 5 hours, which was Danscape Island, Wolfman, and the Star Wars character tournament, all 5 hour long.
That's right.
Okay, yeah. See, we got our fact checker here to let us know about these things.
Well, we've talked about all these movies before, so let's not go 4 hours tonight.
Yeah, right.
All these movies are very familiar to us. So yeah.
It's 200. Go big or go home, right?
Well, I don't want to go all night or go home. I would like to go to bed at some point.
Go until you're ready to pass out.
Yeah. The kegger.
Yeah, right.
We're not hosting an intergalactic program.
Yeah, right. But yeah, just go until the Joker comes flying in with the laughing gas and gets us all like riled up or whatever. But yeah, but last but certainly not least, we have Malcolm Lay.
Yeah.
I'm just going to fiddle with the lid of this Coke bottle just so I can for about 2 minutes just so it proves the Coke bottle.
Okay.
It made him represent in the tournament, but if you said you know what I'm referencing, but yeah, it's good to be here. It's just
Yeah, sounds good. Well, why don't you say we just get right to it? So, Austin, as always, you can let any first timers, any newcomers, people tuning in that aren't familiar, let them know how it's going to work.
Yeah, so how this is going to work. It's going to be very similar to our yearly ladder series we've been doing with the 3 parts. So essentially, we've got 64 movies here tonight, 64 on Wednesday, and the Sweet 16 from each of those shows will move on to our ultimate 200th episode championship to see which ones are truly worthy to be in there. I do have notes in front of me. As the matches come up, I have them in order as far as I'll let you take it. Trip down memory lane with you guys and let you know what the movies actually like, what tournament they won. I can tell you that, and if they're multi-time winners, how many times they've won and what the first tournament they won was, that sort of thing. So I'll let you guys know that as we go along, just for a little fun. And of course, you guys are all veterans of this. You know what it is. Try to keep it under roughly 30 seconds or so, and we'll keep it moving along. But yeah, like I said, there's going to be some tough matchups in here, and but yeah, I mean, obviously these are all winners. So the logic we use sometimes of that one's won a tournament before, that goes out the window. Just go with the movie you like more. Whatever logic you want to use.
My first joke.
Exactly. Sorry. This one has won a tournament. This one, they've all won. So they've all had
the Carlos Mencia of tournament fights, just stealing jokes.
Just stealing jokes. Yeah, that's right.
Or Harry Sanchez stealing content.
Yeah, so I'll be canceled about 3 years from now. All right, sounds good. I'll get ready for that. But yeah, so that's basically how it's going to work. And yeah, we'll get it going. What do you say? So, everybody ready to have some fun?
Hey! Who wants to have some fun? I do. Now, you just saying you want to have fun, or do you really want to have fun?
I really want to have fun. I'm just saying I want to have some fun.
All right.
Nice.
Chris, yes, that.
Oh, yeah. All right.
And also, shout out to Mike Schaefer in the comments. He's tuning in for this. So
yeah, thanks, Mike.
What's up, Mike?
What's up, man?
Right.
Yeah, he'll be in our Seen and Heard tournament. So yeah.
All right. Scroll on over. We're going to start with National Lampoon's Vacation versus John Wick. And Vacation won our road trip tournament, obviously there. And then John Wick has won Richie's original top 64. Remember that one, Richie? Way back when. So there you go.
Way.
One of Richie's favorite movies. So
with a twinkle in my eye.
That's
then.
right.
Yeah.
A tear in my eye. All
You were just a strapping young lad,
Yes. All right. Back when he had the mustache.
Now you're not strapping or young.
All right, so we'll start at the bottom. We'll rotate each time. So Malcolm, what you got?
Yeah, this is pretty tough for me because I do like National Lampoon Vacation. I do think it's a great comedy, but John Wick was a surprise when it came out for me. It's one that I didn't think I'd like as much as I did, but it's a great movie. I think I'm going to lean slightly to John Wick.
All right.
Yeah. Brian.
Also, John Wick celebrated 10 years this year. But
Really? It's already 10 years for that movie?
Yes, came out 2014.
Yep.
And first matchup, I like both of these movies, but I have Vacation in 128, so I'll go with Vacation.
Okay.
Yeah. Richie, you say?
Yeah, I mean, I love Vacation. I think it's one of the best road trip movies. That's one of my favorite comedies. I've seen it multiple times. Yeah, I watch it sort of a couple times a year. I mean, John Wick won my 64. I mean, we didn't know it was going to spawn like one of the best action franchises of the modern era. But it did, and it was a huge surprise. And so I'm gonna go John Wick.
All right.
Yeah. Jacob, what do you got?
Well, this one's pretty easy for me because I haven't seen Vacation. It's one of the few blind spots I have on the bracket tonight. John Wick started a franchise that I'm pretty sure none of us thought would be this good. We're 4 movies in, and all of them have been fantastic, and I'm excited to see where it goes. So yeah, John Wick.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Austin.
Yeah, technically, Vacation has 5 movies. We don't like to think about the Ed Helms one, but the sort of original 4 with Vacation are hit or miss. But John Wick is all hits, and the hits just keep on coming. And yeah. What's your favorite John Wick movie? As we like to say on here, I don't know, the last one I watched. So John Wick.
Yeah.
Yes.
You don't think about Christmas, you don't think about Christmas Vacation too?
Yeah,
Oh
right.
God, no, not the Cousin Eddie one where they're on the island or whatever. No.
Well, I think Richie kind of likes to think about that Ed Helms one from time to time.
He's a big fan. He's a big fan.
I don't hate it, but I also acknowledge it's not the best. It's probably the weaker one, but I don't hate it.
Yeah, right. but yeah, I do love the Vacation franchise. Like as a whole, so just like Clark dragging Rusty and Audrey and his whole family across the country, and like they get in some crazy situations, and it's a lot of fun. I think it's really well written. I think directed by Harold Ramis, but I mean, John Wick is just John Wick. Like he's like, I don't know, like the character is incredible, the movie is incredible, the whole franchise, like it just, for me, it's just a franchise that's hard to beat. So and it surprised me as to how freaking awesome the whole franchise is. So yeah, I'll go John Wick.
All right, so John.
Also, you think 10 years is old? In about a few weeks, we're going to do the 2004 letter series, where the majority of movies are 20 years old.
Oh, yeah.
Right, I know. 20.
You're gonna go. That movie's 20 years old. Oh fuck me. Oh.
Yeah, yeah.
All right. All right, so next matchup, we got Who Framed Roger Rabbit and Safety Not Guaranteed. So Roger Rabbit is a 2-time winner. Originally won my first 64, and I was very happy about that because I've loved that movie for 30-plus years, so I was happy about that. And Safety Not Guaranteed was one of our 2012 winners, so there you go.
Okay.
In our ladder series, so yeah, which people may have forgotten that one won a tournament, but there you go. So yeah,
I was wondering what it won. I knew it had won one.
Yeah. If you're not sure, usually it's probably related to one of the ladder series, part 1, part 2, something like that. Yeah. I've got them all written here, so I'll let you know. But yeah, if you're not sure, usually that's what you can go with. But
yeah, I haven't seen Season Not Guaranteed, but I love Roger Rabbit. Love the blend of live action and animation, so Roger Rabbit gets my vote.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Richie, what do you say?
Yeah, I haven't. I mean, I've seen Safety Not Guaranteed. It hasn't. I need to watch it again. It hasn't stuck with me as much as it has for other people. I need to watch it. I like the concept. So I do need to watch it again though. But you're right, Who Framed Roger Rabbit is great. It's definitely quite easily the best sort of animation hybrid movie. I don't think they haven't come close to capturing the magic since then. And I think everything about this movie works. So yeah, Who Framed Roger Rabbit.
Yeah. Jacob, what do you got?
Yeah, I've also seen Safety Not Guaranteed just the one time. I remember liking Aubrey-Plaza and Mark Duplass, and I thought they worked together pretty well. But yeah, Who Framed Roger Rabbit is a classic. The hybrid live action animation. It's probably, when you think of that, you think of Roger Rabbit. And yeah, it's just a lot of fun. And yeah, just some of the characters that we get to see together is pretty cool. So let's go with Roger Rabbit.
Yeah. Austin.
Yeah, no, Safety Not Guaranteed is a good movie, but yeah, Roger Rabbit's been like a top 20 movie of all time for me. Like I said, for years and years and years, ever since I was a kid. Love this movie to pieces. I always see something new every time I watch it, with just the way the interactions are, just way better than some of the more modern stuff. Like, it's still incredible, some of the stuff they did in that movie, the interaction there. And I hope it comes up on Wheel of Movies at some point so I could gush about it for an hour, because I definitely could, just gush about the little things about that movie. So yeah, Roger Rabbit.
Yeah, well, I'll give some love to Safety Not Guaranteed. I mean, I like both these movies a lot, but Safety Not Guaranteed was a pretty pleasant surprise. Like, I really like the cast. I'm a big Aubrey Plaza fan. I've been becoming a bigger Mark Duplass fan, and then also Jake Johnson. I've been watching his podcast. He's got a podcast called "We're Here to Help," and like some of the things people call in. If you watch that podcast, it is nuts. Like they really have some people that call in with like crazy things, and like I almost wonder some of it's scripted. I don't know, but just give it a listen and decide for yourself. But But yeah, so I'll vote safety not guaranteed. I think that it's a pretty fun ride, and like the way it ends is pretty cool. So yeah, I'll go with that.
Yeah,
Malcolm.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie, I completely forgot Safety Not Guaranteed had won. Had won one of the latter series. Like I would have assumed it would have been time travel movies for the technicality that it went up
Oh,
against
yeah.
something that had already won. But I do like the movie. I do think it's good. I've only seen it once, but I've seen Roger Rabbit multiple times. I just really love that movie, so I'm gonna go Roger Rabbit.
Mm-hmm.
And I think best time travel movie we've only done as a tier ranker. I don't know if we've even done a tournament
Yeah,
for that.
maybe a tier ranker.
Yeah, we could. Yeah, I mean, obviously, we could still do it as a tournament. You can do time
Yeah.
travel and time loop movies all in one tournament. We could definitely do it as
Oh,
something.
I thought
Yeah,
you
yeah,
had
for
done.
sure.
I thought you had done time travel.
No, yeah, tier ranker, not a tournament. So we can
Yeah.
usually do it as a tournament. Yeah, but pretty easy. Maybe the next time a time travel movie comes out. Or
That's
something.
when we had the late to the party duo on the channel.
All right,
so
so Zombie
So
Land
here's
moves on.
yeah, exactly.
Okay, we can move on.
So just
They're bad ones.
just for FYI, for anybody who's curious, how the hell disaster movies in here? Yes, it won one of our worst movies ever tournament.
Yeah.
Basically, our users submitted. We all submitted some of the worst movies we've ever seen. Disaster movies took the crown. Yeah,
You're
Richie
welcome.
submitted them. Yeah. So no, it definitely
Thanks a
is.
lot,
and
Richie.
in that tournament, we were voting for what we thought was the absolute worst movie. So technically, it has won a tournament, but it's not going to move on here, obviously, because it's terrible. And Zombieland won our Zombies versus Vampires tournament. So there you go. But yeah, we'll move that on easily. There's another one like that coming up that we could easily scoot one through, no problem. But the rest will be harder. So we got the 40-year-old Virgin and the Two Towers will be up
All
next. So Richie.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry. Real quick. 40-year-old Virgin won one of our rom-coms. We did a 3-part rom-com tournament. Won one of those, and the Two Towers won one of Steven's 128 tournaments. Anyways, sorry.
Okay.
Yeah, cool. This was, I mean, I know where I'm going, but it is sort of, yeah, I do like Two Towers. It's sort of the best one, best, the most action. I do, love that. Yeah, I'm not really in the mood to kind of do the Lord of the Rings trilogy as a rewatch, but maybe one day. But I just love 40-year-old Virgin so much. That poster was in sort of mild terms as well. Like, if I needed to, that poster is so great. It is just one person's face, but like, he's so dorky. It encapsulates everything about the movie without saying too much. It's 40-year-old Virgin. It just works in every level. It's got a heart to it. It's the jokes are killer. The great supporting cast. I rewatched this so many times. So yeah, 40-year-old Virgin.
Jacob, what do you say?
Yeah, I'm not the biggest fan of the 40-year-old Virgin. I think it's fine. I think there's a few laughs in there, but Lord of the Rings for me is just one of the best trilogies, and the Two Towers I think is a great, just middle piece to that story. So I'm gonna go with the Lord of the Rings.
And Austin, what do you?
Yeah, no, I mean, as you guys know, I like and respect the Lord of the Rings. I think they're very well made movies. I will occasionally sit down and watch through them, every couple of years. But the 40-year-old Virgin, if I sat down and made like a top 20 comedies of all time or something, I'm pretty sure the 40-year-old Virgin would be in there. I just think it's very, very rewatchable and great. So I'll go 40-year-old Virgin.
Yeah, I think those are both great, but The Lord of the Rings is just an all-timer for me. It's in my top 10 movies of all time, especially Two Towers. That's my favorite one of all of them because it's got Sam's epic speech in there, and I kind of really, I mean, they all focus on the friendship, but I just really like what it does in the second one. It's got some really cool battles in there, and me and three of my friends. Shout out to my buddy Sam, who was on some episodes of this in the early days. Not so much now. He's become hard to get a hold of recently, but my friend Audie, we tried to sit down and watch all 3 extended movies in one sitting. We wanted to see if we could do that, and we couldn't. So we had to take a break one night and come back the next day. But we finished it. We just split up into 2 days, but but it was fun and the movie's great. I'll go Two Towers. Malcolm, you got?
Yeah, I like 40th version. I think it's a good, a solid comedy. But yeah, as the director of the Lord of the Rings trilogy, I look like a
Yeah.
hypocrite if I vote against it. But yeah, but Lord Two Towers isn't my favorite of the trilogy, but I am still going to vote for it over 40-year-old version. So Two Towers is my vote.
Yeah.
Yeah. So Malcolm, what were your thoughts when Sean Connery turned down the role and you had to go for Ian McKellen? What was that process like? I mean, tell us some behind the scenes since you directed the movie. Yeah, but Brian, what do you say?
Yeah, for over you guys my vote. It's a great comedy.
I didn't know what you were doing there for a second.
Yeah.
Yeah, the Seth Rogen laughed. He's in the film.
I thought I would be some buddies on here. What?
Anyways, as Malcolm would say, For Your Virtue was the first R-rated film I saw in theaters. Great comedy, great performed by Kevin Hart. Ryan Malco don't really see that much, but the
Yeah.
cast is great chemistry.
Where's he been?
And also great use of music at the end with the AJ Aquarius. So For Your Virtue gets my vote.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So we got a tie, our first one of the night. First one of probably many tonight, most likely.
Yeah.
But we'll start at the bottom with Malcolm. So I'm assuming you're going to stick with Lord of the Rings.
Yeah.
And what did you and Sam try to do again, Jordan?
I tried to watch the entire extended versions of all the movies in one sitting.
Get those nerds! Nerds! What?
Fucking nerds.
Hey, Peter Jackson. I just got one question. The Lovely Bones.
Why?
That's it.
Yeah, what?
What the hell happened there?
It's always fun to have nerdy friends that can like nerd out with you. On
That's
stuff,
right.
you know?
Yeah, we've got next up. We got Jojo Rabbit versus Palm Springs. Jojo Rabbit won a 2019 tournament, and Palm Springs won a 2020 tournament, and then proceeded to hang on for like 4 years through the ladder series. If everybody remembers, it was one of our early kind of long hanger-ongers. Yeah, so there you go.
Nice.
Mm-hmm. So we'll start with Jacob.
Kind of like some people on this channel, they just hang on and we can't get rid of them.
Mm-hmm.
No,
Well,
just
stop
kidding.
inviting me back.
Yeah.
No, I'm not going to mention any names. No,
why do you keep
no, I'm
jumping
just kidding.
on
There's nobody like that.
Listen. I co-hosted an SNL podcast with him. It was so good. He just brought me. He kept bringing me back, and now he can't get rid of me.
I know,
just here to
right?
stay. It's weird. I don't know. Yeah.
Yeah, no, this is an interesting matchup. I like both of these movies. Palm Springs, I think it was a decent surprise of 2020. I think it really benefited from not a lot coming out that year, but that's not a knock on the movie. I still think it's a fun sort of rom-com time loop movie. Andy Samberg's given a good performance. Jojo Rabbit, I think there's some really good comedy, but there's also some emotional moments here too. If both of these movies were in front of me, well, I guess if one of them was on a streaming service, and then I had the Blu-ray of the other one in front of me, which one would I want to watch first? I'd probably put on Palm Springs first, so I'll go Palm Springs. But this is a close one.
Yeah, sure. Austin.
Yeah, I think Jojo Rabbit's all right. I have tonal issues with the movie that I think are kind of sporadic. That it's not one of my favorite Taika movies, but I still think it's decent. But yeah, I really like Palm Springs. I've gone back and put it on once or twice. Like I think it's pretty damn good and a lot of fun. So I'll go with Palm Springs.
Yeah, so I'm gonna go with Jojo Rabbit because I'm a big Taika Waititi fan. And Palm Springs is good. I think it's one of the better time loop movies out there. But yeah, I just love Jojo Rabbit. And also to answer your question, Mike, in the chat, they're not really doing like Hitler per se. It's just like an imaginary character that the kid dreams up that kind of looks like Hitler, but like they're just having fun with it. So leave it to Taika to be able to pull that off because not a lot of people could, and it really works. And it's funny. It's got heart. It's got some like emotional stuff, and yeah. So I'll go with Jojo Rabbit. Malcolm.
I actually think it is them portraying Hitler as an imaginary person. I think that's exactly what Taika was going for, and I
Well,
haven't read the book.
it's like a weird alternate version of Hitler. Is what
Well, I mean, as I said, I don't know. I've never read the book it's based on. But yeah, but yeah, I actually do like both these movies, and it is actually pretty hard for me. But yeah, I do like what Palm Springs was doing. But yeah, Jojo Rabbit is one of my favorite Taika Waititi movies, so I'm gonna vote Jojo Rabbit.
Yeah. Brian, what do you say?
I haven't seen Palm Springs. I don't know where it's streaming here in Canada. It's maybe Disney Plus. I'm not sure, but I'm gonna go with Jojo Rabbit on this one.
All right.
Yeah, sounds good. Richie.
Yeah, I'm going to slightly just deviate a bit, just because I have to say this. Do you want some weird raw news?
Raw news. I prefer my news deep fried, but if you want to.
UFC's Michael Chandler called out Conor McGregor on Raw. Don't know why. Are they going to match at WrestleMania? Don't know. Anyway, that's going to be strange. Anyway, but anyway, with this match, yeah, I like Jojo Rabbit, fine enough. But I like, and you can say 2020, 2020 tournament. 2020 it was kind of limited in releases, but I think that doesn't give Palm Springs enough credit. I think it would still be if 2020 had a proper release calendar, it would still be a pretty tough contender in a tournament, because it's very good. It's got written really well, and it's endlessly rewatchable. So I'm gonna go Palm Springs here.
All right, so we have another tie. Like I said, we're probably gonna have a few of those tonight. So we'll scoot on up to Brian.
Jojo Rabbit.
Okay. All right.
That's that news that's raw and uncut.
So our second Rabbit movie that's going through tonight. So there you go. Next we've got Up in the Air and Big Trouble in Little China. Up in the Air won a 2009 championship, and then Big Trouble in Little China won Movies with a Country in the title. So
okay.
When we did that geography week, if I remember that, we had the other one with a state or a city in the title.
Yeah.
So nice. When we had geography week on tournament fights, but I'm up first. I do like Big Trouble in Little China. I was a little late to it. I didn't see it till probably my early 20s or so, and I do like it. It's a lot of fun. But yeah, Up in the Air is in my 128. I've watched that movie so many times. That movie just clicks with me and vibes with me, and my favorite Jason Reitman movie. So I'll go Up in the Air. Yeah,
well, I got to go with Big Jack Burton and the Pork Chop Express. That movie, it really surprised me. I watched it once I kind of got into this community, and before I wasn't sure what it was, or never really gave it any thought. But yeah, I'm really glad that I finally checked it out. Now I've seen it about 3 or 4 times, and yeah, it's really, really good. It's a lot of off the wall fun stuff. So, and Up in the Air is good, but I think I like Big Trouble better. So I'll go with that.
Well, we're voting on Big Trouble in Little China, not the 2003 Big Trouble. So Malcolm.
I can't remember who's in that movie, but
Tim Allen is in that movie.
Okay. Oh, okay. Malcolm.
I've seen Big Trouble in Little China once. I do like the movie. I think it's good, but yeah, Up in the Air's in my 128, and it sort of goes up and up the more times I watch it. Because and it's just such a well-made movie. And yeah, it's great. So Up in the Air gets my vote.
Yeah. Brian.
Yeah, Big Trouble Little China is a lot of fun. Love seeing James Hogg in there as Lopan. But I'm going to give it to Up in the Air. I love the story of traveling in the air. Some great performances. Anna Kendrick, J.K. Simmons, J.C. Bateman show up. A lot of fun. It's Up in the Air.
Yeah. Richie.
I like the synopsis there. It was funny. I like the story about traveling. I'm going to get up in the air. I love the story about traveling in the air.
Yeah.
Right.
I mean, he's not wrong. A lot of the movies spent in the air, so
not wrong. It's not wrong. It's succinct and to the point. But yeah, the guy's pretty tough. I love Big Trouble in China. It's very of its time, but yeah, it's a lot of fun. But Up in the Air, I think, is a gem that I feel like I think more people need to see still. So I'm going to go that direction. I'm going to go up that's the direction I'm going to go. Up in the air.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Sounds good. Jacob.
Yeah, so I've seen Big Trouble in Little China just the one time. I was very, very late to it. I think I've only seen it. It was within the last year or two. I need to go back and revisit it because I did have a lot of fun with it. But Up in the Air is one that I've revisited many times. I think George Clooney has given a great performance here. I don't know who looks better in this movie, Vera Farmiga or Anna Kendrick. I like them both. I think they're both really good in their roles as well. And yeah, just some of the like firing scenes are just really good. I think J.K. Simmons is probably like my favorite of those moments. So yeah, I remember more about it. I go back to it more. So Up in the Air.
Well, you can't have them both, Jacob, because Anna Kendrick's my wife.
Yeah.
We can all have multiverse versions of Anna Kendrick. I'll take the version from this movie, and y'all take ones from other movies, okay? And we'll call it.
Maybe from Mr. Right. She's pretty hot now. Yeah.
Yeah, there you go. You can have that from Mr. Right. So,
I'll take the one where Anna Kendrick is a severed head that like Ryan Reynolds, the horror movie, where she's like in a fridge.
The voices.
Yeah, I'll take the voices. Yeah.
That's weird. Catch Me If You Can. Catch Me If You Can versus The Maze Runner, The Death Cure. So, Catch Me If You Can won our Tom Hanks versus Tom Cruise Battle of the Toms, and The Maze Runner, Death Cure was one of our 2018 Letter Series winners. Believe it or not.
What a great family movie, right? The Maze Runner.
Yeah, fun for the whole family.
Yeah, of course, it's fun for the whole family.
Yeah.
You know, we're gonna be together forever.
Yeah.
Yeah. Jordan.
Man, this one's actually really tough. This might be the toughest matchup so far.
Really?
Yeah. Oh yeah. Because like I love the Maze Runner movies. I think that they're like great. They're all for like YA movies. They're all timers for me for YA. I mean, not overall, but for YA. Because I also become a big Dylan O'Brien fan, but yeah, like I think Catch Me If You Can is probably the better movie here, though, and I think that Leo's just given an outstanding performance, and just to see the whole journey, and I think it's also directed and edited really, really well. So I'll go with Catch Me If You Can. Yeah. Malcolm.
Yeah. I like Maze Runner Death Cure. I think it's good, but Catch Me If You Can is easily the better movie. Yeah, I think it's great. And yeah, and all the performances is just perfect, and it's just a lot of fun seeing everything that Leo's character sort of went through and how he managed to con everyone. So yeah, Catch Me If You Can for a vote.
Yeah, I just think that I'm like a 19-year-old soul trapped in a 30-something-year-old body. So I'm like all about these YA movies. But Brian.
Yeah, Jordan, we know we love the Maze Runner films. Great family films, according to you. But first matchup,
oh, yeah.
I'm going to go with Catch Me If You Can. It's been 138. Great score by John Williams. Like a whole 60s score.
Yeah.
And have Ernie and Adams as well. So Catch Me If You Can gets my vote.
Yeah. Richie.
Yeah, look, I love the Maze Runner series. I think they're great, especially Death Cure. But yeah, it's not as good as Catch Me If You Can. I think Catch Me If You Can, is a wonderful movie. And I think it's the movie that kind of where people first kind of stood up and took notice of Leo as a serious actor. And I think he kind of knocked it out of the park in this role, and then he kind of just stepped up as an actor from this point forward. So I'm gonna go Catch Me If You Can.
I'd say it's either this or Titanic. Didn't that come right before?
People started taking him seriously, but it helped a lot that he had two movies. He had a Martin Scorsese movie and a Spielberg movie in the same month in 2002. He was in this.
Oh, he did.
Gangs of New York in the same month, and I think people started going, "Hey, this guy is really something."
Yeah, right. Yeah, well, Jacob, what do you say?
Yeah, I haven't seen the Maze Runner series yet, so I can't really speak on those. But yeah, Catch Me If You Can. is great. Great performances by the two on the poster there, but Christopher Walken also gives a really solid performance, and a lot of supporting performances from some great actresses as well throughout this movie. So I'll go Catch Me If You Can.
Yeah. And Austin, what do you
No, I'll make it a clean sweep. But yeah, I do like the Maze Runner movies. I'm happy that Wes Ball, who made at least part 2 and 3, is taking over the Planet of the Apes franchise. Like I think he can make a good franchise and really keep that momentum going. Especially since Matt Reeves is doing other things, obviously. But it's going up against what I would argue might be Spielberg's best movie of the 2000s. Like I think it's just really solid and has aged really well. So I'll go Catch Me If You Can.
Yeah, so Frank Abagnale for the win.
All right, going down to Spider-Man No Way Home and Black Christmas 2019. So, anyways, just for sake, Spider-Man No Way Home won one of our 2021 ladder series, obviously, and Black Christmas 2019 won our bad remakes tournament. So again, a bad movie tournament.
Remake week.
Yes, on remake week. So for Black Christmas 2019,
It stinks.
all right, and we'll move on. So
Black Christmas 2019 was a movie the whole time I'm like, I should walk out. I hate this, but I stayed for the whole
Yeah, I don't walk out of movies, but I sometimes really want to. So we got Secret of the Ooze, which won a family tournament we did initially. And then Straight Outta Compton won the best movies with a city in the title. So there you go.
Okay.
So Malcolm, first.
I'm not really high on the 90s Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles movies. I think they're fun, but Straight Outta Compton is definitely one of my favorite biopics of all time. I think it's just really great, and I think everyone's doing a great job in it. And it's one of those ones like casting Ice Cube's son as Ice Cube is perfect casting in my opinion. And Paul Giamatti is even great as the manager. I think that's what
he's the manager. Yes.
Yeah. So I'm going Straight Outta Compton.
Well, don't go yet. We got to finish this tournament, Brian.
This is actually pretty tough for me. Both of these movies. It's a good matchup. I love the practical effects for Ninja Turtles. Hope they should continue with that in the future. But if these two are do the Jacob Barber logic, if these two are fun, which one I watch? Straight Outta Compton.
Okay.
Yeah. Richie, what do you say?
And you wouldn't be going straight out of Compton because you're in Wellington at the moment, so you'd have to fly to America, and there's no actual and there's no
I'm actually in Dunedin, not Wellington.
Dunedin, tomato, potato, but then there's no actual flights that go directly to Compton. I'm pretty sure. So anyway. But straight out. Secret of the Ooze is fun. We did a thing on JPO's channel where it was like best movies under I think 40% on Rotten Tomatoes. And I nominated it as a draft. I nominated it. It was. And it's great, but I had fun with it. But it's not a better movie than Straight Outta Compton. Straight Outta Compton is one of the best biopics I've seen in quite a long time. I'm gonna go there. Straight Outta Compton. I'm going Straight Outta Compton.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you're gonna go with Malcolm to Straight Outta Compton, but Jacob, what do you say?
Yeah, well, first they're going to have to go straight into Compton, and then they can go straight out of Compton.
As with most people do, they go straight right through Compton and to the other side.
Straight through Compton.
And on to the next town. Yes.
Yeah. This one is actually fairly easy for me because while I do love the Turtles of the 90s, even that terrible third one, I still have fun with it. But Straight Outta Compton is just one of my favorite movies, period. Austin and I recently talked about it on the podcast about movies. We did a biopic episode, and this was the first one that I said, let's talk about this one. It was an easy choice. I think all the performances here are great. Yeah, O'Shea Jackson Jr. and the fact that that was his first role like ever on film on screen is crazy because he just absolutely kills it. But Jason Mitchell as Eazy-E is also just perfect casting. I think he's terrific. So I could gush about this movie again, but I won't. Just go watch podcast.
We already did that like a week and a half ago, Jacob.
You can hear me. You can hear me gush about it there.
Yeah.
I'm going straight out to Compton.
That's right.
Yeah. So he's going with them. Austin.
Yeah, right. yeah. I'm also gonna vote for Straight Outta Compton. I mean, I have a nostalgic love for Secret of the Ooze, but a little bit more for the first movie. I think that first movie is pretty great. But yeah, Straight Outta Compton is terrific, and it gets better every time I watch it. And it's a long movie that flies by. I think the pacing is excellent, and all the performances are pretty stellar. So Straight Outta Compton.
Well, for me, it's go ninja, go! And I'm a huge Turtles fan, and like especially like when like Michelangelo, he's like quoting the like Casablanca. Like, doesn't take much to see that the problems of these four turtles don't amount to a hill of beans in this crazy old world. Maybe not today, maybe not tomorrow, and then he like falls down the like sewer hole or whatever. But and I think Straight Outta Compton is great, but I'm just Turtles all day, every day. So I got to go Turtles.
Not today. All right.
Yeah, right.
Ice Cube bitch slapped those turtles.
Yeah, right.
Into the sewer. All right. Speaking of 1990s Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, got a little 90s nostalgia overload for you as we got the 90s Ninja Turtles versus Mortal Kombat 1995. TMNT won our first ever mystery tournament, and then Mortal Kombat won our video game adaptation tournament. So there you go, Brian.
Yeah, haven't seen the Mortal Kombat movies, but I do quite enjoy the first Ninja Turtles. Also, TMNT gets my vote.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Richie, if you're there,
you may have been dealing with a loose dog for a second.
Yeah, right.
So give him a second. We'll come back to him, Jacob.
Speaking of dogs, I forgot how adorable Eggsy's dog is in Kingsman.
Oh, is that your movie of choice?
That's my movie of choice. Yeah.
I see. Okay.
His dog is. I forgot. Yeah. No, this is a fun matchup. I enjoy both of these movies. I think the '90s Mortal Kombat. Not a great movie, but a fun movie. But like I just said, I'm a fan of these '90s Turtles movies. The 1990 movie is in my. Oh, it's top 30. I'm pretty sure, just because and that's probably nostalgia glasses. But you know what? I don't care. I love it. I'm going TMNT.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, awesome.
Yeah, these are definitely both kind of nostalgia picks. Like both I saw in the theater and watched a lot on cable when they come on. And it's tough, because I love TMNT. I also have a signed Mortal Kombat DVD from Lyndon Ashby, who played Johnny Cage in that movie.
Oh, nice.
To him at a screening of a horror movie called Hunger. He was doing it in Jacksonville because he lives there, and got to chat with him for a little while. And his wife was on Seinfeld. I didn't know that till afterwards.
Oh, nice.
Cool. She was Mulva, if you know Seinfeld.
Okay, yeah.
Dolores or Mulva or whatever you want to call her.
It rhymes with the woman's body.
Yeah, right. So it was her, but I got to chat with her for a little while. But anyways, I think, despite my love for Lyndon Ashby and how cool he was, I'll go TMNT as well. I've probably seen it overall just more times and have a good time with it. So, yeah.
Yeah, these are both really good. I love both these movies, but I mean, if you can't have Secret of the Ooze, let's have the 90s Turtles. And I got to do the Raphael where Donnie's eating the pork rinds and he's like, hey, like, can you crunch on those a little louder? And so he out of this one, and he's like, look. Like right into the mic. Yeah. So, but I'll go Turtles.
Mm-hmm.
Malcolm.
I had to check something for a minute because I thought this was a very funny matchup. Because I thought TMNT was a downloadable, playable character for one of the Mortal Kombat games.
They were in Injustice 2, I believe, that you could play as the Turtles.
Yeah. Which I do think they might have also had a Mortal Kombat character from in that same DLC for that.
I think so. Yeah.
but yeah, I've actually never seen the 90s Mortal Kombat movie at all.
Mm.
And it's just I've never really been a fan of that like that game series anyway. It's just never been one that I've wanted to play anyway. So I think this time I will go for Turtles. Get a rematch in the next round.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, for me, it's the music from Mortal Kombat that just gets me pumped up.
Yeah, no, you should watch it, Malcolm. It's a fun little movie. Like even if you don't
Yeah,
like
I
games,
probably will.
yeah,
I probably
it's a
will
fun movie.
eventually, but
Yeah, for sure. Now the second one's a
Okay.
piece of shit, but it's hilarious
Yeah.
as a piece of shit. It's really funny.
It is. Yeah.
It's funny, terrible, but yeah, the first one's a lot of fun. Richie
Yeah.
voted for Mortal Kombat in the comments, but it's still 5-1 for the Turtles. So
All
we'll
right,
do
we got
that.
one turtle movie. In there.
And we'll go down to Gangs of New York and What We Do in the Shadows. Gangs of New York won a 4-way director battle, and What We Do in the Shadows won one of Jordan's 128. So there you go. So Richie was up next. I don't know if he's still dealing with some stuff. So if so,
Yeah.
We'll just skip him for now. Again, go to Jacob.
Yeah.
Yeah, another easy one because I still haven't seen What We Do in the Shadows. I knew it was going to pop up this week, but it's not streaming anywhere, and I don't want to pay for a rental, so I'm not going to.
Yeah. I usually don't.
But Gigs in New York, I think it's great. Yeah, I mean, I've said it before. Like, if your only gripe about the movie is Cameron Diaz's accent, then you've got a pretty great movie still. Great performances by everyone else. I mean, she's even giving a great performance too. Just, I mean, the accent could use a little bit of work, but I mean, that's my only gripe with the movie. So, I mean, that's not much. So, Gigs in New York will get my vote.
Yeah. Austin.
Yeah, I like both of these a lot. What We Do in the Shadow is definitely, one of Taika's best movies, obviously. But yeah, you guys know me. I've always been an advocate for Gangs of New York. I absolutely love this movie. I think it's really underrated. Scorsese still, amazing set design, costume design. I just instantly get transported to this world and just want to live in it for a while. It's pretty great. And yeah, I think this movie flies by. Amazing performances. Just one I've gone back to so many times and just put it on. So I think it's ridiculously entertaining. So yeah, go Gangs of New York.
Yeah, I was just laughing at Mike Schaefer's comment. It says, "What about a polished turd tournament? Shitty movies that are still morbidly watchable." So, like, that could be like
we did a guilty pleasure tournament that we will have one movie on Wednesday that won that.
Yeah.
So
Right,
we did do kind of a guilty pleasure tournament of movies we know are bad, but we kind of like them anyways.
Yeah, but we could still. I mean, even if you want to take your podcast idea and do like the movies under 30%, but like just find 64 of them and put them in a tournament. Or
Well, speaking of that, Jacob Barber and I might be doing that very topic coming up this week on a podcast about movies.
Oh, it's this week that you're going to do. I know you talked about it. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Nice.
We each picked 2 movies under 30% on Rotten Tomatoes that we're going to talk about. So
Nice,
we'll plug
nice.
that maybe at the end of the show. So stick around.
Yeah, right. But
and tell you exactly what we're reviewing. So,
yeah,
stick around.
Sounds good. But yeah, like, you know me, I'm a Taika Waititi guy. Like, especially when he does just like original, unique things that he comes out, or that he just comes up with his wacky brain. And yeah, What We Do in the Shadows, it is so good. I mean, it's good enough to spawn a TV show that's like pretty much even better than the movie. But the movie's really good. Gangs of New York is great also, but man, I just got to go with What We Do in the Shadows, and it won one of my 128 tournaments. So yeah, I'll go with that. Malcolm, what do you say?
Yeah, I mean, I'm not a big fan of Gangs of New York. I do think it's a good movie, but I'm just not as it's probably in the lower part of my Scorsese ranking out of the ones I've seen. But yeah, I really enjoy What We Do in the Shadows. I think it's great. And it's just one of those ones like just classic Kiwi humor and all that. And I think it's one of those movies I'm going to watch. Yeah, and the TV show is pretty good too. Maybe it'll come up on Sunday, but
yeah, right.
Who knows? But What We Do in the Shadow gets my vote.
Sounds good. Brian, what do you say?
Yeah, I do quite enjoy Gangs of New York. I do quite enjoy Daniel Day-Lewis's performance. along the film. But yeah, when we do the Shadows against my vote, it's a great documentary, great horror comedy, and as George said, a great TV show spanning for the movie. So when we do the Shadows against my vote.
Yeah. Would you like some Paschetti? Yeah.
Richie voted in the private chat. He said gangs, so that's going to make it a tie, and the tie also goes to Richie, and I'm assuming he's going to stick with gangs. So,
yeah, I mean, we can just give it to him if he's not around.
Yeah, that's what he said. He said it in the private chat. I'm not making that up. So
yeah, no, yeah.
Going down to Return of the King and Snowpiercer. Return of the King won a 3-way director battle. I believe Malcolm submitted Peter Jackson was one of the 3, and then I won that one. And Snowpiercer was a 2014 Ladder Series winner. So there we go. So Jacob, we'll go to you.
Oh, this is an interesting one because I really like Snowpiercer. Watched it for the first time a few years ago, and I thought it was great. I think Chris Evans is giving a great performance here, and I love the train cars and how each one is different, and how we kind of progress to the front of the train. I think it's great. I think there's some great action. Again, I mentioned earlier, Lord of the Rings is probably my favorite trilogy. Although there's some that are getting up there. I think this is just a great from start to finish, and it's one of those trilogies where if I'm watching the first one, I will immediately watch the second and third one, as soon as I can, just to finish the story. But we already have a Lord of the Rings movie that has moved on, so I will show some love to Snowpiercer because I think it deserves it too.
Yeah. Austin.
Yeah, I think I'll also champion maybe a dark horse here and go with Snowpiercer. Really unique concept and really unique kind of imagery and great performances all around. Probably one of Chris Evans' better performances, outside of the MCU. I think he's really good. Yeah, Tilda Swinton's great. Again, I like and respect Lord of the Rings, but it's not one I go back to a lot, and I've watched Snowpiercer a couple of times, so I'll go with Snowpiercer.
Yeah, so I mean, for me, I'm just hard pressed to vote for very much over Lord of the Rings. I'm just a massive Lord of the Rings fan, and also I'm a really big fan of fantasy when it's done really well, and I hate when it's done poorly because I'll very quickly vote against it. But when it's done great, I gotta vote for it all day. And Snowpiercer, you could argue is kind of fantasy too in some ways, but I remember sometimes you just have really memorable movie watches when you watch something for the first time. I just remember sitting down on my laptop that I used to have, and I remember that I was working on some project, I wasn't really paying that much attention to the movie. I'm I'll just throw this on, I heard decent things about it, and then before long, my project went to the wayside, and I'm just locked in. I'm just oh my gosh, this is incredible. But even so, it's fighting an uphill battle for me against Return of the King, so I got to go with Return of the King. So yeah, but Malcolm, what do you say?
There's only 3 movies that I'd vote for over Lord of the Rings, Return of the King. Return of the King was easily my favorite of the trilogy, and I just think it's a really good culmination of the series. And Snowpiercer is not one of the 3 movies that I would vote for over Return of the King.
It's not.
And I think one of the ones he would vote for is on the next tournament on Wednesday. That he's.
I'm pretty sure I'm pretty sure all 3 of them have won before. So
part 1, part 2, and part 3, right? No, just kidding. No. But Brian, what do you say?
Yeah, I watched Snowpiercer for the first time today, and that blew me away. It's like a horror version of Willy Wonka almost, and I love
everything's a Willy Wonka thing.
No, yeah. It feels like you get the different worlds, and the main conductor is like Willy Wonka almost, and this is great cast members: Jay Spencer, John Hurt, Tilda Swinton, unrecognizable. Snowpiercer gets my vote.
Yeah. Sounds good. Richie, what do you say?
Yeah, sorry about that before. I had an important phone call.
Okay.
But I'm all
more important than tournament fights. I get it. It's fine.
Yeah.
It's fine.
On our
We all-
200 celebration episode.
And we all know one. I don't know if the other three movies are on in the next bracket, because we all know one of the other movies that Malcolm would vote over is the next 3 days, isn't it, Malcolm? Yeah. From Russell Crowe.
43.
And fucking anyway, I'm not going to get over them. It's going to take a while to get over them, Malcolm. It's fine. Yeah, look. Look, I really like Lord of the Rings. I think it's a cinematic achievement. But yeah, as a movie, I get more entertainment out of Snowpiercer. I think it's really well done. I even like I'm not a TV guy, but I don't mind a TV show either. But yeah, I think it's one of Chris Evans' best performances. Tilda Swinton's great. Yeah, I just think it works on a lot of levels. So yeah, I didn't really get Willy Wonka vibes, but you know what, you do you, Brian.
Yeah. Well, maybe one of Malcolm's
Give me
three might be.
five of it.
Yeah.
Also, I
Yeah.
completely forgot John Hoot was in both of those movies. It was a John Hoot battle.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, right.
But maybe one of Malcolm's three might be Sony's wedding. Is that in this?
I don't think it won tournament.
They
I don't think-
didn't
No, it's
win.
never
They
won.
didn't
It's
win.
never won anything. No,
I don't know how.
I was gonna say,
I don't know how
maybe
it won a
we had
tournament.
chaos.
It somehow made it to a championship episode one time, like as part of a Sweet 16. But that's as far as it ever got.
Okay.
I mean, to be fair, I think it was in a weak part of that bracket too, though. So.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. All right, we got Cabin in the Woods versus Batman '89, and yeah, Cabin in the Woods won a 2012 bracket, and Batman '89 won our Battle of the Batman. Appropriately enough. So, and I have to go first, and this might be the toughest one so far for me because, yeah, I Batman '89 holds a special place in my heart. I've loved that movie again ever since I was a little kid. Like I know that movie backwards and forwards. Mine and Ryan Permison's watch along later this year for the anniversary is just going to be like us quoting the movie the entire time. So just get ready for that. Yeah, because I love that movie to pieces. And Cabin in the Woods is easily one of my favorite movies of the 2010s. So it's tough, but I got to go with my heart, and I got to go with Batman, a movie I've just lived with for so long, and I love to pieces. So go Batman.
Yeah, I think. Yeah, that I probably got to go with Batman '89. For me, for my money, it's my favorite Bruce Wayne performance. I mean, for Batman, it's just kind of up in the air. Like it's tough to really, for me, to pinpoint who's the best Batman performance. But for Bruce Wayne, like I love Michael Keaton's performance, and on the movie, just awesome. Like it has a very distinct kind of vibe about it, and it just really, really works. And Cabin in the Woods is great. I really do like it, but yeah, I'll give it to Batman. Malcolm.
Yeah, I do like Batman '89. I do think it's good, but Cabin in the Woods is great. I love it a lot, and I think it's a good movie. So Cabin in the Woods.
Okay. Smile.
Sorry, I tried to click on that on a whole other thing and I screwed it up. So there we go. Let's go back to the bracket.
It's all right. Whoa, now we're all over.
I know. Now my damn presentation mode is all screwed up. Get off ads. Fuck off ads.
Oh look, now we're back to that. Yeah.
Spoilers. Ads. Spoilers. Sorry, spoilers.
My eyes. Spoilers. Just kidding, no.
Spoilers. You fuck. All right. Anyways.
Oh, more spoilers. It's okay.
Yeah. Anyways,
We're good. Yeah.
All we need is a clip like you saw nothing.
You saw.
Yeah. Right.
Pay no attention to the man behind the curtain.
Yeah. I did the same thing. I've like tried to search something, but it's in the wrong tab, and all of a sudden the bracket's gone.
Yeah.
Yeah. But so you're going Cabin in the Woods, Mel?
Yeah, he's going Cabin in the Woods.
Okay. Then
All right.
Ryan. All right.
Yeah, Cabin in the Woods is a good horror comedy. Bradley Whitford and Richie Goodacre are good behind the scenes for the film and the little tech guys. But I'm going to go with Batman '89. Jack Nicholson is having a lot of fun with the world Joker. I do quite enjoy Michael Keaton as Bruce Wayne as well. So Batman '89 gets my vote.
Yeah. Richie. What do you say?
Yeah, you can't really get a lot of like kids' toys merchandise from Cabin in the Woods. I tried, but It's not really kid friendly. But I had a lot of merchandise from Batman. Yeah, so it's a great cinematic experience. Still looks great to this day. Going Batman.
It's a great poster, right, everybody? Look at that poster.
Oh yeah, great.
Even though it didn't make it out of the first round. It's great.
Yeah. Yeah, but
Jacob.
Yeah, this is an interesting matchup. I think these are, for further genre, some of the best movies that they have to offer. Batman and the Superhero Cabin was a great horror comedy. I was late to Cabin in the Woods. Saw it for the first time within the last few years. We've gone back to it a couple times since. I think it's got some really good humor, but some really good horror elements as well. But Batman '89, yeah, that Jack Nicholson performance is just great, and Michael Keaton as Batman is fantastic, and it's directed by Tim Burton. So of course I'm gonna go with Batman.
Yeah,
it would only be better if it had Johnny Depp, right, Jacob? Right.
Johnny Depp is
Batman or
is
is the Joker?
Yeah, I don't know.
I don't know. I'm okay
maybe he
with
could
that
be
one.
Alexander Knox.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Toy Story 3 and Mary Poppins. Another tough one. Toy Story 3 won one of our 2010 Ladder Series tournaments, and Mary Poppins won Mr. Barber's original 64. So I think he was perfectly happy to have that as his favorite movie. There you go. But Jordan's up first.
Yeah. Yeah, I think like they're both all timers here, but Mary Poppins only gets to that like kind of upper echelon when we're talking musicals, we're talking like classic movies, we're talking like very like certain genres, for me. But like overall, like I think I got to give it to Toy Story 3. I mean, I'm sure I'm not the only one that says it'll make a grown man cry like maybe multiple times, and it's just just like a really, really good, and it's got a lot of kind of like undertones of like all the prison stuff when they're in the daycare, and like there's just like really good stuff. I love the Spanish Buzz Lightyear, and like the You Got a Friend in Me in Spanish and all that. I think it's great. So and it was the last Toy Story movie ever made, and there hasn't been any after that. So I'll go with Toy Story 3. Malcolm?
Funny enough, I'm actually watching a Johnny Depp movie right now.
Nice.
I'm watching City of Lies.
The Tupac Biggie thingy.
Yeah, that one. But yeah, I mean, it's one of those ones. I do like Toy Story 3, but I still maintain I do think Toy Story 4 works perfectly as a finale to Woody's story. And it's one of those ones like I'm curious to see where 5 goes. But yeah, it's up against one of my favorite live action animation hybrid movies, Mary Poppins. I really love the movie, and I think it's great. So Mary Poppins gets my vote.
Yeah. Brian, what do you say?
Yeah, I also quite enjoy Toy Story 4 as well. I agree with Malcolm on that one, but first matchup, yeah, I'm going to go with Mary Poppins. Great music by Sherman Brothers. Great live action animation hybrid scene. Great story. Great score. Mary Poppins gets my vote.
Yeah. Richie, what do you say?
Yeah, I love Mary Poppins, but Toy Story 3. It made me feel feelings, and look, maybe back then I pushed them down, but more brought out of me. Don't go in the incinerator. I thought, what if they just did, and that was the end? What are they,
Yeah.
Just what a gut punch that would be.
F you to kids everywhere.
Woody and Buzz and the gang are dead. Deal with that. And that was pretty cool. Yeah, I'm not sure. Really, I mean, we don't need a Toy Story 5, but we'll see what happens. My joke. But yeah, I'm going Toy Story 3 here.
Yeah. Jacob. Yeah.
Toys made you feel something, but a father changing for his kids didn't. That's okay.
I never said it didn't. I'm just saying it made me feel. You're putting words in me mouth. Okay.
No, I'm not. I'm just. It's what you said. No, I do love Toy Story 3 though, and yeah, I mean that. Yeah, it does make you feel things. It came out at the right time too, because like I saw Toy Story 1 and 2 as a child, and I'm like, yes, that's me. I love being imaginative with my toys. In Toy Story 3, it's like, yeah, sometimes it's hard to give up your childhood. And so, yeah, I think it's great. But Mary Poppins is fantastic. It is an all-timer for me. It is my favorite movie. I absolutely love everything about this movie. So Mary Poppins is going to get my vote.
In the chat, yeah, Mike, Saving Mr. Banks, also a great movie. Yeah,
I agree with
I
that.
think you're referring to that. Yeah, but Austin.
How about if I said both these movies could have the ability to make me cry? How about them apples? All right, because yeah,
That is correct.
I told the story about how I was rewatching Toy Story 3 in my car on my break and bawling like a little girl in my car on my break at work, trying to finish it for a show. And like, yeah, it's not so much the incinerator scene; it's when Annie's saying goodbye to them, after the playtime. Like that's what gets me is that scene. And then Mary Poppins, yeah, when David Tomlinson's walking with the music to go get fired, like that scene makes me bawl my eyes out. Like it's perfect. Yeah, no, I've just lived long with Mary Poppins. Been a favorite since I was about 3 or 4 years old. Wore out a couple of VHS tapes of that movie, so yeah, it's always going to be a favorite of mine. So Mary Poppins.
Yeah.
So there you go. All right. Okay, going down to Dogma and the King of Comedy. Dogma won a comedy versus tournament that we did, and King of Comedy won our Al Pacino Robert De Niro tournament. Kind of an underdog in that one, and I won it. So Malcolm first.
Yeah. I haven't seen King of Comedy in a while now. I saw it for the first time like a few years ago, probably around the time Joker came out, but I haven't seen it since. But I do remember liking it a lot. But yeah, Dogma's always is definitely up there for my favorite Kevin Smith movies. I think it's really good. I just wish it's easy to find on physical media, so I can buy it and actually own it for myself. But I understand the reasoning for why it's hard to find as well nowadays. But Dogma gets my vote.
Yeah. Brian, what do you say?
Yeah, I haven't seen either one of these two, but which one I would watch first? I'll go with King of Comedy because it's sort of inspired Joker, so King of Comedy.
Yeah,
they're both on YouTube since they're so hard to find. So yeah, Dogma and King of Comedy are both on YouTube. Yep,
it's kind of interesting.
Yep,
Richie.
I know you're talking about, Malcolm. It's right here.
No. I could go get mine too, but it's too far away.
Yeah. Fortunately, I can't pull out my King of Comedies. I don't have it. So that's probably shows you where my vote's going to go. King of Comedy is great. It's underrated. I do like it a lot. But yeah, Dogma's one of my favorite Kevin Smith movies. Yeah, I think it's just really ballsy, especially for the time. Yeah, and like I love the story about how he picketed his own film. I love the marketing for it. Yeah, it's yeah. So yeah, that's where my vote's going to go. Dogma.
Yeah, Jacob, what do you say?
Yeah, so funny enough, I watched the King of Comedy this morning and then asked Austin for the list because I had never seen King of Comedy.
And then oddly enough, he was like, "Oh shit, it's on tonight." Oh, there you go.
It was on the list, so that was a happy coincidence. And yeah, no, the King of Comedy was great. I think Robert De Niro was giving a fantastic performance here, and I definitely see the Joker inspiration here. Yeah, and just like the fantasies that he has, and just playing it out in his head. Yeah, it's something. And then reading like some of the trivia facts on IMDb afterwards was pretty interesting. So it was great. Weird that it was a flop at the time, but it kind of has garnered a following since then, and I can see why. It's a fantastic movie. Dogma is also great. It's been a while since I've seen it. I need to revisit it. But yeah, since it's free on YouTube, it's pretty easy to do. But maybe it's just because I watched it just a few hours ago, but I thought it was great. But I'm gonna go King of Comedy.
If you ever have time, you should watch the version of Dogma on YouTube where they have all the deleted scenes like put back in the movie where they would have supposed to have been. It's kind of an interesting like take on it. So yeah. They have that on YouTube, but Austin.
Yeah, Dogma's really good. Probably definitely like a top 3 Kevin Smith for me. Yeah, I go back to it a lot. But yeah, King of Comedy is one of those ones that keeps sneaking up on me. It gets better every time I revisit it. It might end up being in my after the 128 tournament because it's definitely sneaking up there very, very quickly. So yeah, I just think that movie's great. Love Ruben Pupkin. Really fascinating character study. So I'll go King of Comedy.
Yeah, I mean, I've only seen King of Comedy one time, but it's really good, and I need to watch it again sometime soon. But yeah, but I think for Kevin Smith, once he releases Mallrats 2, because the first one is my favorite Kevin Smith movie, I want to go back and I want to give a ranking to all the Kevin Smith movies because I haven't ever done it. But I imagine I'm pretty sure Dogma would make my man like top 3. Like I really love it at Dogma. I think it's really really good. So yeah, I'll go Dogma here.
All right, so we have another tie, and it scoots up to Jacob.
I will go with the King of Comedy.
King of Comedy. All right, there we go. Okay, and going down to Meet the Parents and Whiplash. Meet the Parents won our awkward family situations tournament, if you remember that, where we did around Thanksgiving. And Whiplash won Ross Bristow's 64. So there you go.
Okay.
Yeah. Nice. So Brian.
Yeah, Whiplash is pretty good. A great performance by J.K. Simmons earned his Oscar for it, but I do quite enjoy Meet the Parents. Great comedy with De Niro and Stiller. It's not my favorite of the Meet the series. I like Meet the Fockers more than Meet the Parents, but overall, Meet the Parents gets my vote. Yeah, Meet the Fockers gives me more laughs.
Interesting, but Richie.
Yeah, it's actually tough. I think Whiplash is great. What it does, yeah, it's very impactful. I think it's a star-making performance by Miles Teller and J.K. Simmons. It was he was a shoo-in for best supporting. It wasn't even that race wasn't even close at you. It's not really I wouldn't learn lessons from that movie. You can crash your car, but don't be late to, drum practice. That's the most important thing. But I'm it's probably nostalgic calling, but I've seen Meet the Parents multiple times, and I still really love it. I love the chemistry between Robert De Niro, who's appearing a few times on this list, by the way.
Yeah. And if it wins this, we'll have De Niro versus De Niro in the next round.
Bobby De Niro and Ian Benson got great chemistry. I just think it encapsulates the awkward moments really good. I think this is the best out of the 3. I like Meet the Fockers, all right though. But so I'm gonna go Meet the Parents, but I don't mind if Whiplash win.
Yeah, Jacob, what do you say?
Yeah, I like Meet the Parents. I think I remember it most for the I've got nipples. Can you milk me?
Yeah,
I think that's like really the only thing I remember from that.
I've got
movie.
nipples, Greg. Yeah.
But yeah, Whiplash is an all timer. I think. Miles Teller and J.K. Simmons are giving really great performances. Yeah, J.K. Simmons was a shoo-in for supporting. He's just evil, man. If I had a teacher like that, I would transfer classes. Definitely. I might even try to get him fired because you can't just throw things at people.
I know. Political correctness, right? You can't throw things at people anymore. It's
borderline abusive. Yeah,
that's assault.
What's snowflakes?
Unless you say
that's assault, brother.
And then you can throw things if you say catch. But yeah, I'm gonna go Whiplash.
Yeah. Austin.
Yeah, I think I'm just gonna have to go with the one I've seen more times, and kind of like Richie, I've just seen Meet the Parents way more times than I've seen Whiplash. Watched Whiplash twice. It's good, but that's another movie I got to be kind of in the mood to watch. And I've seen Meet the Parents a whole bunch of times, so I'll go Meet the Parents.
Yeah. Well, I think Whiplash for me, like it doesn't matter what mood I'm in. I'll watch it like anytime, because it's a movie that just shows how far obsession can go. Like it's just when you're like overly obsessed with something, and I mean it doesn't turn out all bad in the end. But I'm also a huge Ben Stiller fan. Like I think Meet the Parents is great. I think it's like leaps and bounds better than the other two, in my opinion. But yeah, like I just think like Whiplash is so good. I, I, I'm even sure if I have Meet the Parents in my 128, but it might show up in my after the 128 maybe, but like Whiplash it is for sure in there, so I'll go with Whiplash. Malcolm, what do you say?
I want to see some doing a crossover parody movie of Hedges O'Houlihan from Dodgeball and J.K. Simmons from Whiplash. You can dodge a drumstick, but can you dodge a ball?
Yeah, right.
But yeah, I've probably seen Meet the Parents more times. I really do like it. And I also actually really enjoy Meet the Fockers as well. I wouldn't say Meet the Fockers is my favorite out of the three, but I think those two are still pretty close together for me. But I love I've only seen Whiplash a couple of times, but I think it's just a really good movie, so I'm gonna go Whiplash.
All right.
Yeah.
Yeah, we have a tie to me this time, and I'm gonna make our De Niro matches happen. It's gonna be the Parents.
Sure, yeah.
All right, so all right, we're gonna scroll it on up and over and get to the other side here and see what other winners we've got. So scrolling on over, and we will start with Star Trek 09 versus Logan. Star Trek 09 won our 2009 bracket, and then Logan won a 2017 bracket, appropriately enough. So 2 ladder series winners. So on this side, we'll start with Richie.
Yeah, Star Trek has surprised the hell out of me. I've never a big Trekkie as a kid, and I was like, oh, I'll give this a shot to reboot, but I'm like, I wasn't expecting a lot, but yeah, it's very entertaining and really well written. I think performances here are all great. And Logan, it's still like a fantastic Marvel film. Great, great send off for the character. Even though we're seeing him again, this year. But yeah, that's in different circumstances. But yeah, it's a great interpretation of the Old Man Logan comic. Very different feel to it, very neo noir sort of Western. I really liked that feel to it. It's actually closer than I would think, but I'm gonna go Logan.
Yeah. Jacob.
Yeah, I like Star Trek 09. Yeah, it was a nice surprise. I'm not a big Star Trek fan, but I really like this these new movies that we got. But Logan, I think is fantastic. Hugh Jackman. I go back and forth between this and Prisoners on which performance of his I like more. I think he's really great here. Patrick Stewart is great. It's a shame they didn't get any acting love at the Oscars, but it is what it is. We can show it love here, and that's what I'll do. I'll vote for Logan.
Yeah. Austin, what do you say?
Yeah, so as a somewhat of a Trekkie, I'm mostly a Next Gen and Deep Space Nine Trekkie, but maybe I have a hot take that I enjoy the 09 version of that Star Trek cast more than the original cast. As far as like the William Shatner, Liam, I prefer Chris Pratt, Zachary, or Chris Pine, Zachary Quinto. Yeah, Quinto, all those guys. Like I may prefer them over the original cast. So sue me. Whatever. don't care. I just do. And no, I mean, which one have I seen more of the two? I'll go with Star Trek.
Yeah, and I'm gonna go with Star Trek.
Sounds
no,
good.
I'm just kidding.
Okay.
No.
Right, Malcolm.
No, because
you already said it. All right, Malcolm.
I mean, if you know me, I didn't wear this shirt for nothing. This Logan shirt.
For that totally backfired on you.
Yeah, yeah, right. I mean, wait. No. But yeah, I mean, Logan, yeah, just a movie that just holds a special place for me. I think that it just does things that no other comic book movie, I mean, has come too close to. I mean, there's a couple that skirt the line, but especially recently, there hasn't been anything close. And Star Trek 09, I really like it. I had a really memorable theater experience with one of my best friends from back in high school that I'm no longer friends with. It's a long story. If you want to hear the story off air of why we're not friends anymore, there's a story behind it, but I don't want to like put anyone on blast online. But yeah, Logan's my all-time number one with the Bullet, so I'll go with Logan. But Malcolm, what do you say?
Yeah, I'm actually with Austin here. I think the Star Trek 09 cast is much better than the original ones. I've only ever seen now the original ones. I've only ever seen the first movie. I haven't got around to I just haven't got around to the other ones yet. But yeah, I think it's a really good movie. It's well and I'm not really a Trekkie, but I think Star Trek 09 is a pretty good introduction. I think J.J. Abrams did a really good job of this, and and I like Logan, but just to make things interesting, I'm going to vote for Star Trek 09.
Oh, how dare you! I'm just kidding. Brian, what do you say?
I'm also going with Star Trek 09. It's a great surprise, great reboot to the franchise. I mean, this is Chris Hemsworth's first American movie released, I believe. I'm not mistaken. But love the chemistry. Love seeing Leonard Nimoy pop up as Richard Spock. J.J. Abrams did a good job with it. Star Trek 09.
All right, you're walking a thin line, you two, but Richie
went first.
Oh yeah,
so we have a tie, and it goes to Jordan. So it's your lucky day.
I'm not gonna.
All right.
So do anything that's gonna backfire on me? No.
I don't know. I thought I heard him earlier. Correct me if I'm wrong. Say Star Trek 09. Yeah.
I do love the idea that if
never said it.
I love the idea that if Austin did count that Star Trek thing, it was just concrete that Jordan gets so angry he just takes off his shirt, does the rest of it shirtless.
Yeah, right. I'm just gonna
I mean, the funny thing is, I didn't plan on it going that way. I figured if it was going to be a tie, I knew it was going to be Jordan anyway.
Yeah, it's going to be you anyway. So
yeah,
right. All right, we got Con Air versus Interstellar. Con Air won we did a tournament of movies featuring a serial killer. So Con Air won that one, and Interstellar won a 2014 ladder series bracket.
Okay.
All right, so Jacob, you saw one of these for the first time today. Tell us about it.
I did, yeah. I watched Interstellar finally. Yeah, 10 years later.
Nice.
And I thought it was good. I thought it was good. I did feel the length a little bit. It's nearly 3 hours. But I think the performances are all great. I think it's an interesting story. I think some of the set designs are really cool. And yeah, Matthew McConaughey is giving a really good performance. When Matt Damon shows up, I love his performance. Anne Hathaway, I think she's just great. Con Air is a lot of fun, and I've seen it more than Interstellar because I've seen it more than once. So I'm gonna go Con Air actually, but Interstellar was really good. I love the score too. Really, really good score for Interstellar.
Yeah. Oh yeah. That Hans Zimmer. But Austin.
Yeah, no, I listen to the score all the time, and what's also fun, Jacob, is go online and look up people doing covers with the different instruments and stuff of that score. It's really, really cool. Just all guys, people doing that score with actual organs, like in big churches and stuff. It's pretty great.
Ooh, yeah.
Awesome. And people doing it with piano and everything in between, harps, all kinds of stuff. So it's pretty cool. But yeah, no, it's a tough one because I love Interstellar. It kind of goes hand in hand with like 2001, that sort of thing. I really like it. But I've also seen Con Air like a million times. I love that movie for some reason. It just works. It's like the best Michael Bay movie that's not a Michael Bay movie, because it's just awesome. And I might actually just go with my heart and go Con Air here.
Yeah. So for me, I just think Con Air is the definition of guilty pleasure for me personally. Just because I don't think that it's great in my opinion, but so much fun though that it's like kind of like becomes great because it's just they're just so like just off the wall with these characters and just doing like crazy things with each character and like so it becomes a lot of fun. But yeah, like Interstellar, like I mean, someday I'll do Christopher Nolan when he has a few more movies under his belt. Ranking of all of his movies, and like Interstellar might be near the top. Like I love Interstellar. I think it's really good. Yeah, that soundtrack is just so good. Like if you want to make anything just like 5 times more intense, just play the score while you're like doing anything. Or like
I walk through the Kentucky these these giant caverns that you can go in. These mammoth caves is what they call them.
Oh yeah,
there. And I had an earbud in listening to the Interstellar score while I was walking through the cavern, and it was pretty awesome.
That's perfect. Yeah.
Right. I thought you were going to say the South Glade Church in Kentucky.
Yeah.
Ooh, yeah. Which is Austin inside the church at the giant organ playing it. Yeah,
that's right.
but so I'll go Interstellar here for this one. Yeah. Malcolm.
I can hear Dan screaming from Florida his hatred for Interstellar.
I'll never understand
that.
Oh,
I don't care.
Never. That is one of the hottest takes I've ever heard.
But yeah, I mean, I like Interstellar enough. I don't hate it, but it's also one of Nolan's movies that I just haven't revisited in a while. But I actually saw Con Air for the first time last year, and I think it's a really good movie, and I think it's a lot of fun. So I'm gonna go Con Air.
Yeah. Brian, what do you say?
Yeah, I'm not the biggest fan of Interstellar. It's great performances, but I feel the length's a bit too long for me. Even though it has some people talking rooms, which George doesn't like, but he does like Interstellar though. But overall, I'm going to go with Con Air on this one.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And like, it's also fun to go watch the YouTube with the Murph counter. See how many times he says Murph. Those are fun. But Richie, what you got?
I do like Interstellar. It's just, I mean, and yeah, it is really good. It's just not like one of those movies that I can like, you know, apart from the score, it's just not one of those movies I can like sit and watch like just like on a random like lazy late Sunday. I sort of need to be in the right mood. But Con Air is one of my just favorite just balls out action movies. I think it's nuts, and I love how balls to the wall it is. I love the cast. Just sort of peak Nicolas Cage, John Malkovich is nuts in this movie. So is John Cusack is also nuts in this movie, and it's got Dave Chappelle in there. I'm gonna go Con Air here.
All right, okay, Con Air. And we'll go down to The Nice Guys and Good Will Hunting. The Nice Guys won a 2016 ladder series, and Good Will Hunting is a 2-time winner. Won an Oscar tournament, and it won Matt versus Ben. So there you go. So I'm up first. Yeah, it's a interesting one. I do like The Nice Guys. I'm not like as super high on it as everybody else in this community seems to be. I think it's a really good, but yeah, I don't go back to it a lot. Good Will Hunting, revisited pretty recently, and it's pretty great, and still amazing performances all around. So I'm gonna go with Good Will Hunting.
Yeah, so I think Good Will Hunting for me was one of those movies when I first saw it, I was just like totally neutral on it. I was just like, okay, that was fine. But then I've seen it like 3 or 4 more times. Every time it gets better and better and better. Like it's just like kind of just like, I don't know. There's just something about it because I just noticed like little nuances, like some of the speeches and some of the like just the way that some of the dialogue is delivered and the way the music plays in and just like different things about it and like some of the relationships and stuff and so it makes it tough because I really like The Nice Guys. I saw The Nice Guys 3 times in theaters and I really wouldn't mind seeing a sequel to it, but I think I'll just show some love for The Nice Guys here. I mean, but it's pretty close. But I'll go The Nice Guys. Mm-hmm. But Malcolm, what do you say?
Yeah, I like Good Will Hunting. I think it's a really good movie, but I don't. The Nice Guys doesn't actually get talked about it a lot. I think it's a really good movie, and I wish more people went to see it so we could get a sequel to it. Because I'm trying to just see where they
I
could have
tried.
gone with that. Um, but I mean, maybe eventually we'll get a legacy sequel or something for the Nice Guys. Who knows? But so I'm gonna go Nice Guys.
Yeah. Brian. You got-
Yeah, I'm actually gonna go. I'll go with Good Hunting on this one. Love the performances. Great screenplay by Mad Men, and great performance by Robin Williams. Deserved his Oscar that year, so Good Will Hunting gets my vote.
Yeah. Richie. What do you
Nice Guy starring Russell Crowe. He was great in 310 to Yuma.
Yeah.
Um,
It was.
I don't know, no reason. I just wanted to point that out. Just nothing actually. And
Watch Rank 'em and you understand.
Did you want to say this to Malcolm when he said no to 310?
So basically, what I was thinking of was, oh fuck, I can't believe you've done this.
Yeah. Same here. I want to do the same thing.
Yeah.
You're not hit him, but
no, I don't want to. I don't want to hit you, man. Yeah.
No,
but,
Malcolm gut punched you, and you said, "Oh, I can't believe you've done this."
Right? Yeah.
Can't believe you've done this. Yeah. And Good Will Hunting is great. Honestly, if I'm being honest, probably if I'm analyzing it, probably the better movie. But one I'm finding entertaining, I'm going to go back to is The Nice Guys. So I'll go with that.
All right.
Yeah. Jacob.
Yeah, this matchup actually sucks because Good Will Hunting is a top 3 movie of mine, but I watched The Nice Guys today, and I absolutely loved it. I thought it was highly entertaining. Several laugh out loud moments, but some really good, sort of fight scenes here. Interesting story. Russell Crowe and Ryan Gosling, I think they're great together. And then the daughter, Angourie Rice, I believe was her name.
Yeah.
I thought she was really good too. And yeah, I can see this one eventually making my 128 the more I watch it, because I think there's a high level of rewatchability here. But I also think there's a high level of rewatchability for Good Will Hunting. I've watched it several times. It is easily my favorite Robin Williams performance. And then that Matt Damon, Ben Affleck, that screenplay is awesome. So I'm going to go with Good Will Hunting, but it sucks that the Nice Guys got dealt a crappy matchup.
Well, they finish last all the time, so
Yeah, they do.
Well, they might not hear because we have a tie and it goes to Malcolm. Malcolm.
The Nice Guys.
Yeah.
How do you like them apples?
Yeah. Exactly.
Aren't there holes here and stuff? Hey! How many times did I say? Don't say and stuff. Okay.
Yeah.
Say
There's horse here.
Stuff.
There's the bear.
Oh,
yeah.
Another crappy matchup.
Django Unchained and Paddington 2.
What a crossover.
Oh.
Yeah, right. Django Unchained is a 2-time winner. First one, Brad versus Leo. There you go. And Paddington 2 won JPO's one of his 128 tournaments. So there we go. And Jordan, you'll be up first.
Well, you know where I'm going. Like, I ain't voting for no stupid bear. I'm sorry, I'm not. It just doesn't do anything for me. And Django's freaking awesome. Like just the performances from like Jamie Foxx, from Leo, from Sam Jackson. Like there's Christoph Waltz. I mean, they're just like all like great, and some of them are like almost terrifying performances. I like the little cameo from Jonah Hill. I think that it's just great all around. It's a great Western, and Westerns are something that I didn't love when I was a kid or when I was even a teenager. But ever since I've been an adult, I've been I'm huge into Westerns. So yeah, I'll go Django. Easy.
You don't have to vote for a stupid bear, but what do you think of Paddington 2?
It's
Oh, but Paddington.
That's all I'm gonna say.
He's not a stupid bear.
Have you seen Paddington 2, though, Jordan? Have you seen Paddington 2?
No, but I saw Paddington 1,
lovely.
and I'm never.
He's adorable.
I'm not even going to attempt it, so sorry. It's a movie I will never watch. Never.
You'll eat marmalade sandwiches, even though they taste like ass.
You could pay me like $5,000, and I'm not going to watch it.
Recap me on what's going on. I was protesting Paddington 2 for like 30 seconds.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
What I want to do with that movie in Flushing.
Jordan voted for Django.
Yeah.
And Richie's trying to convince him that Paddington 2 is adorable.
Yeah, no, I don't agree with that.
No, but Malcolm.
You just eat marmalade.
Marmalade sucks. Why would you ever want to eat marmalade?
It's gross.
It's gross.
It's like
I will agree with
gross.
I have to agree with that. I'm just.
It's got effing orange peels in it.
But anyway, Malcolm.
Anyway, once Paddington goes into the public domain, I can imagine a Holland movie in the vein of this called Paddington Unchained.
Paddington 2 already is a horror movie with him wrecking people's houses and shit. Fucking stupid bear. Yeah.
Anyway,
I just want to see Paddington 2 Blood and Marmalade. I want to see that one.
Yeah.
Anyway, I like Django Unchained. I think it's a good movie, but the movie I'd watch more times and have more fun with is Paddington 2. And gets my vote.
Yeah, sure. Brian.
Yeah, I really do. I quite enjoyed Django Unchained a lot. Love the whole Western aspect. Love the part where they go into Leonardo DiCaprio's ranch area. That one movie gets good for me, but yeah, gotta go to the bear. It's so adorable. Great cute grab performance. Paddington 2, great family movie as well. Paddington 2.
Same people think Wonka's a good movie. No surprise there.
It is a good movie.
Well, if you enjoy a movie, then you should vote for it. You said you enjoyed Django.
I vote Paddington 2.
I mean, we like Paddington 2 as well. So.
Yeah, enjoy both movies. You have to make a choice.
That's how it works.
Sure, but Richie.
Well, yeah, I'm a hypocrite here because I was trying to get you to vote for Paddington because he's a cute bear, but I'm going to vote Django.
Let's go.
Makes sense because I do just marginally. I think it's a better movie, entertaining, and yeah, I have a lot of fun with it, and I think Leo should have won for best supporting because he is fucking fantastic. I think it's one of his best performances.
Yeah, they make slaves freaking fight to the death almost. It's crazy. Yeah. But Jacob.
Yeah, I also really enjoy both these Paddington movies. I don't know which one of the two is my favorite. I think they're both pretty fun, but Django over the years has snuck its way up to my top 10. I think this movie is fantastic. I think Jamie Foxx is giving a great performance. Christoph Waltz is great. Leonardo DiCaprio is fantastic, and I think this should have been his Oscar win.
Yeah,
And then the following year, following performance of his should have been his Oscar win. And then we got The Revenant, which was his Oscar win. It was kind of like hey, we know we messed up, so here you go.
Yeah, because
but
he's kind of better in this than The Revenant.
I think so too. I think it's just a matter of the years. I forget what's nominated these years, but no, he's fantastic. Yeah, and I love the little bit of a humor that Quentin Tarantino sprinkled in there with that stuff on the hill. I thought that was pretty funny.
Yeah.
So, yeah, love Paddington. Think they're great, but Django, yeah, it's excellent. So Django's gonna get.
But it's no knock on anyone. Like I know you guys love this bear. Like I'm not gonna put anyone down for it. I just will never be into it. But
we're aware.
Yeah.
Right.
Jacob loves Paddington, loves his bear. I fucking hate Paddington, hate that goddamn bear. And I love Django Unchained, and I've seen that movie 8 or 5 or 90 fucking times. That movie's awesome. And on any given day, it's my favorite Tarantino movie. So I'm easily going with Django Unchained in this matchup.
Yeah,
very easily.
Yeah,
and luckily 4-2, it's gonna win. So
it was a tie. We knew where the tie was going.
Exactly. I know exactly. Yeah. All right, we got Drive and we've got Parasite. Drive won a 2011 Ladder Series tournament, and Parasite won the A24 Neon tournament. So there we go. Back down to Malcolm.
Yeah, I mean, I do think Parasite is a good movie. Like as I've said multiple times on tournaments before, like I'm not a big fun movie guy, but like if it gets really highly acclaimed, I will check them out. And Parasite was one of them. But I actually saw Drive for the first time. It would have been last year when we did Ryan Gosling, and I think Drive is just a really great movie, and I think it doesn't. I don't think it really comes up a lot in conversation. So I'm gonna go Drive.
Yeah. Brian.
Yeah, first off, both good One More Time movies as well. But for the matchup, I haven't seen any of them. But if I were to watch one of them, I would go for Drive.
Yeah. Richie.
Yeah, I love Drive. I think it's really it's one of the best of that year it came out. I think it's this very kind of really haunting sort of character study. I think Ryan Gosling is great. I do like Nicholas Winding Refn as a director. I think he's very interesting. Got a very interesting take on things, and the look of his films are really good. I wasn't a huge fan of Only God Forgives, but I like the look of it. And Neon Demon's pretty good. Drive's probably his best one for me. But yeah, I'm gonna go Parasite here. I think it's just a better film, more erotical film. Just how increasingly bonkers this movie gets. Also the brilliant acting. I love I'm more it gets me more excited for what Bong Joon-ho will do next, which is that movie that got delayed, right? The what was it called? The
Mickey 17.
Yeah. That one. I was like, that looked pretty cool. And I'm like,
that delayed. Number one most anticipated.
So yeah, I'll go Parasite.
Yeah, but Jacob.
Yeah, interesting matchup here. I like Drive. I think Ryan Gosling is again giving a really good performance here. But yeah, Parasite was excellent. Deserved all the love that it got. First foreign film to win Best Picture at the Oscars, and well deserved. I think the turns this movie takes, I was not expecting, and just a really great story here. Great performances, and if you hate reading subtitles, get over it and give this movie a chance because it's excellent. I'm gonna go Parasite, but
Sounds good. Austin.
Yeah, no, I mean Parasite's really good, but I've only ever watched it at one time. It's just I'll get around to a rewatch at some point. But I've seen Drive a bunch of times. Like I think the movie's just a masterpiece. I think it's phenomenal and one of the best opening scenes I think ever put to film. I think that opening scene is incredible, and everything after is great. Still one of Ryan Gosling's special performances. So I'll go Drive.
Yeah, I think Drive's really good, and it may skirt into my after the 128 maybe. Like it's kind of borderline. I just barely started like yesterday to kind of toy around and to make sure that it's all set, because I do kind of have like all my movies kind of like roughly ranked, but I wanted to like just lock some stuff in because I got my episode coming up. But Parasite, like I just think that like this is one of the greatest movies like ever made, period. Like it's just like, I mean, I could see it being on the IMDb or the IMDb top 100 or 250, whatever those lists that they do. I think that like it could easily make that list. So I mean, yeah, like I'm kind of with Jake. If you're not into subtitles, just get over it, because I mean the subtitles don't matter because they're just like so good. Because I watched it with my mom last year because I went to go visit her, and she said that she's like, show me like a movie that you love, that you consider one of the greatest movies ever made. I want to watch like an all-timer. I'm like, okay, we're watching Parasite. So, and yeah, she loved it too. So yeah, I'll vote for Parasite.
All right, we got no tie, and we go to Brian for the tiebreaker.
Drive.
Okay.
I'm busy.
That I'll be right back.
All right. All right. We got Hot Fuzz and Back to the Future. Hot Fuzz was one of Jordan's 128 that he never watched after he was supposed to. And we ragged him for it. And we ragged him for it. Back to the Future is a 2-time winner, but originally won one of our earliest tournaments with the IMDb Top 64. Speaking of the IMDb Top 64 there. We'll start with Brian.
Yeah, I'm going to go. Yeah, Back to the Future against my votes. It's a top 10 movie for me. It's a perfect movie, great screenplay, great performances, great trilogy, great music. Back to the Future gets my vote.
Yeah. All right, Richie.
Back to the Future is great. I might not love it as much as other people, but it's great. But Hot Fuzz is my favorite comedy of all time. One of my favorite comedies of all time. I think it's the best Cornetto trilogy. I think it's, jokes, almost jokes per minute. That's got a great cast. Obviously as well, Simon Pegg and Nick Frost. But just who are British actors or even comedians, even show up in this movie, and just the humor is so weird and dark, but it's just so endlessly entertaining. Just a great love letter to 80s and 90s action films. I'm going a Hot Fuzz.
All right.
Yeah. Sounds good. Jacob.
Yeah, and I looked it up. Parasite is in the IMDb top 50. It's number 34 currently.
Oh, nice. That's cool.
So
it's actually in there. Cool.
Yeah. Hot Fuzz is good. I'm more of a Shaun of the Dead guy, but I get the love for Hot Fuzz. I mentioned that there were several movies in my top 10. Back to the Future is another one. I think it's a nearly perfect movie. I can't find much wrong with this movie. I think it's a lot of fun. It's really great. Some really good performances. So I'll go Back to the Future.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Austin.
Yeah, it's a tough one because they're both in my 128. I love Hot Fuzz to pieces. One of my favorite comedies as well, just out there. But yeah, I mean, again, my love for Back to the Future goes back to watching the VHS since I was a little kid. So I just love this movie. I know it back and forth. Malcolm knows how much I love this movie. Going 36 for 36 in a trivia on it. I could kill Back to the Future trivia any day, and it's great. So I'll go Back to the Future.
Yeah, I mean, I'm a massive Back to the Future fan, and Hot Fuzz is my favorite of the Cornetto trilogy. I think it's really, really good, and it's a lot of fun. But yeah, man, Back to the Future is in my top 10 movies of all time. I mean, if I could pull it out, I have my DeLorean and my Marty and the Doc back behind me. I mean, I dressed up as Marty McFly multiple times. I was Marty McFly to meet Michael J. Fox. He's my favorite actor of all time. I mean, this movie just has a lot of things going for it that I just think are just so great. And yeah, it's just hard to beat. I mean, for me, one of the few things that can beat it is I like Back to the Future Part 2 even better. So
I agree with that.
Mm-hmm. But one of the ones that in its own franchise can beat it, but not a lot of other movies for me. So I'll vote for Back to the Future. Mm-hmm. Malcolm, what do you say?
Yeah, I do love the Back to the Future franchise. I think it's great. But I really love the Cornetto trilogy movies. And Hot Fuzz is the third Peter Jackson movie that's showing up today. But
is he a producer or something, or a writer or something?
He's just in there. He's a cameo.
He plays Santa Claus.
It's Santa Claus. He's stabbed.
Oh yeah, that's right. Yeah.
But yeah, if I'm going by the logic of if I have to pick a movie where I only have time to watch one movie, I'll pick Hot Fuzz. Because if I watch Back to the Future, I want to watch the whole trilogy. So I'm going to go Hot Fuzz.
Yeah.
All right, but 4-2 for Back to the Future, and we'll go down to John Wick Chapter 4 and The Hangover. John Wick Chapter 4 won our 2023 most anticipated tournament, and The Hangover won we did a 3-part One Crazy Day / night tournament and won one of those. So there you go. So Richie,
I'd laugh if we were doing this and John Wick 4 didn't come out.
Yeah. Oh damn! We once again can't vote for it. Shit.
Damn it.
Killers of the Flower Moon is still not out yet. What the hell? We don't want to watch it.
But the Hangover, the first one is still a great comedy. I think it should have just been a. I understand why they did sequels, but I think it should have been a standalone. It was great the way it was. But John Wick 4 is just it's just an action masterclass. I think that the stunt work, there should be an Oscar for stunt work or choreography because it's a clean up. The side characters are amazing. I want to see a spin-off of most of those side characters. I want to see more from this universe. I can't wait for Ballerina. I can't wait. I know that more John Wick movies are coming. I don't know if John Wick 5, but I want to see more from this universe. John Wick 4.
Sounds good. Jacob, what do you got?
Yeah, I'm not the biggest fan of The Hangover. I think it's got a few good laughs, but I didn't even bother with the sequels. Again, just like I said earlier, John.
Yeah, you're fine.
John Wick. 10 years ago, it spawned an awesome franchise, and John Wick 4. If people say this is their favorite, I get it. I think it's just fantastic action from nearly start to finish. And so, John Wick 4 pretty easily.
Austin.
Yeah, it's no disrespect for The Hangover. I like The Hangover a lot, especially for the premise that it won the tournament for. I love a good One Crazy Night movie, and it certainly is kind of it's like one of those, but we're figuring out what happened during the One Crazy Night during the next day, and I like the premise of it, and I think it's a fun little sort of mysterious movie when you watch the first time. It's a good time. Again, John Wick Chapter 4 is awesome. I've seen it like 4 times now. That movie's just amazing. Really well shot, really well done. Great characters that they're still introducing into this universe. And I dig it. So John Wick 4.
I also don't really like The Hangover. Like I just don't. I mean, it's not the worst movie. It's like a 4 out of 10 for me. It's not like super high for me, but it's just not for me. I don't laugh really hardly at all in that movie. John Wick Chapter 4 though is like absolutely incredible. So like I got a flack for putting a Jurassic World Dominion on my 128, but
after you saw it.
Yeah, but then like if I put John Wick Chapter 4 in 128, even if I did it 2 days after I saw it, I think people would be all right with that. They'd be like, that makes sense.
Jurassic World Dominion was less. I mean, I feel like more people hated that movie than liked.
But I still haven't seen the director's cut, and I hope the director's cut cuts out all that freaking like locust shit from it.
No, it only makes it longer, which makes it worse.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh.
Yes.
I haven't seen it, so shoot, that sucks.
That's what I said when you put it in there. I was like, you really love Locust World Dominion, didn't you? All right.
Yeah, no, like I don't like that stuff, but I have so much love for Jurassic Park that the rest of it was good enough. But John Wick Chapter 4 is an all-timer for me. It's probably my favorite one, but it probably goes like 4, 3, 1, 2 if I were to rank them. But so I'll go John Wick 4.
Jurassic World Dominion has a 29% on Rotten Tomatoes.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ. The extended cut for Dominion is 2 hours and 40 minutes. Close to 3 hours.
Well, Jesus Christ.
Well, they would have cut that freaking locust stuff. Or they should have. Like they need to cut with all.
John Wick 4 has a 94% critic score and a 93% audience score. way higher. Yeah, if you put that in your list, I think way more people would be accepting of that.
Yeah, it's a bit of a difference.
Look, I think you were a little high on the 4DX experience you had, Jordan. So
probably, yeah. Because the 4DX experience ruled. That was fun. I mean, you could smell the dino breath in that thing. It was awesome. And like they had snow falling from the ceilings. But Malcolm, what do you think?
I mean, I also did enjoy Jurassic World Dominion, but even I thought it was crazy going straight into your one. I mean, I like The Hangover. I do like the sequels to a point. I do think they're a lot of fun. I do agree that they weren't needed. And I actually thought John Wick Chapter 4 also won one of the actual 2023
No, it
tournaments as
came
well.
close, but it didn't actually win because the holdovers won 2
The
of them,
holdovers.
and then Oppenheimer.
Oh,
won
that's
one of them.
right. Yeah.
Yeah, it got to like the finals of one of them, and then the holdover stole it twice. So yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, so I'm gonna go John Wick Chapter 4 here.
Yeah, the 40X experience for Jurassic World Dominion is better than the entire Fast and Furious ride at Universal Studios. That is that good.
But I've heard that.
But anyways,
I heard that ride shit.
But that ride is shit.
Yeah.
So
Yeah,
it's
that ride's
not a high bar.
not good. Yeah, it's not a high bar.
You
Yeah.
see a thing where Vin Diesel is the same size as a helicopter. It makes no fucking sense.
Yeah, it's like the aspect ratios all off. Yeah. but Brian, what do you say?
I'll go for the Hangover because we saw John Wick 4 a lot recently, like in three tournaments in a row. So Hangover, I'll go with Hangover.
Well, get ready to see it more because we're both going to put it in our 120 or after the 128. At least I will. So
yeah,
get ready to see more of it.
Well, it's already in my 128, so
right.
That could be an interesting tournament. Rides based on movies where you're voting on the ride and not the actual movie.
Yeah.
I mean, I may be the only one who can comment. I've done on most of the rides, but around the amusement parks, but that'd be kind of harder to do.
Yeah, there might be a lot of Disney stuff there.
Yeah,
it'd be hard to do for me and you, Malcolm. Like, what do you?
Well, yeah.
We'll just have to send you all the 4K like POV videos you get on YouTube. Just like watch the video.
Oh, that looks
ride.
fun. Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
I mean, I didn't say it was a tournament. I'll probably join myself, but I thought like something that's different. That's not entirely a movie related topic.
Yeah. All right, got The Mummy, 1999 against Gone Girl. The Mummy is a 2-time winner. Won a monster movie tournament and some other Halloween themed tournament we did. And then Gone Girl won. It's another JPO 128 winner there. So, all right, Jacob.
Yeah, interesting match. I really like both these movies. Gone Girl, I think, is a great mystery movie. Ben Affleck, Rosamund Pike are giving really solid performances, but The Mummy, I think, is just a lot of fun. Brendan Fraser is fantastic in his role. So I think maybe I'll just go with rewatchability on this one, and I'll go with The Mummy.
Yeah. Austin.
Yeah, no, Gone Girl is definitely like a top 3 feature for me. Love that movie. Very twist and turny, and I dig it. But yeah, I mean, Jacob knows this because we did each of our top 10s, and Mummy's in there because I've seen this movie probably 400 or 500 times. Like legitimately, I love this movie to pieces. That's gonna be another one where I think me and Permison are doing the anniversary watch along because it came out in the greatest year for movies, 1999, and that movie's turning 25, which is pretty nuts. Yeah, and no, I just dig it so much, man. I know this movie backwards and forwards, and I love it. So, The Mummy.
Yeah, so for as much as I love The Mummy a lot, just Gone Girl just helped me get over one of the the worst breakup I've ever had, to where the girl, when she broke up with me, she knew that it was going to be like pretty devastating for me. So she blocked me on every social media, changed her phone number, moved. She did everything. She just wanted me out of there, I guess. So, but the movie just kind of helped me afterwards, just to go see a movie about a psychotic bitch that just just ruining everybody's lives and that kind of thing. So just for that, I mean, I'll vote for Gone Girl. Maybe I can objectively admit The Mummy's a better movie, but I'll go for Gone Girl here.
So you get nothing. You lose. Good day, sir.
Is that what she said to you? Verbatim? Yeah.
Fuck off. Yeah. But Malcolm, what do you say?
I think Gone Girl is a really good movie. I do think it's great, but if I'm going to vote for the one I've seen a lot and I grown to appreciate more recently, I'm going for The Mummy. I do think it's a really good movie, and it's one I do think will probably eventually make it into my 128. I can't remember if it's here now, but yeah.
Yeah, sounds good. Brian, what do you say?
Yeah, The Mummy is another one I watched the first time recently. A lot of fun. Brendan Fraser's great in it, but I really love Gone Girl a lot. Love the mystery aspect. Love Rosamund Pike should have won the Oscar that year.
Yeah, I think so.
Or Julianne Moore, and I love her a lot. I think it might make my actor 138, so Gone Girl gets my vote.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. It's a movie that made me love David Fincher like that much more. So. But Richie.
Yeah, I love Gone Girl. It's one of my favorite Fincher movies. I love anything about it. I love Ben Affleck's great in it. Rosamund Pike is probably given the best performance of that, one of the best performances.
You mean she's better in this than she is in Johnny English Reborn?
Just a tad. It's close though.
Okay. It's close. Like,
it's close.
There's no box cutter slashes in that movie in Johnny English, so it's very disappointing. But yeah, I mean, I think the supporting cast is actually decent. Like Tyler Perry's really good in this movie. I'm probably going to go nostalgia here. And also shout out to the score in Gone Girl, Trent Reznor, Atticus Ross. Always really good. I'm going to nostalgia here and go The Mummy. I think it won the other one it won was like especially I think you specifically did like Mummies, Dracula. It was like
it's like Universal Monsters or something. Yeah, like whatever it was. Like that.
I think it was Mummies versus Vampires versus Werewolves or something like
that.
I think what we did in Shadows was in that same tournament.
Right.
Yeah. So I'm going Mummy because it's like for nostalgia reasons. And I've seen it so many times, and it's just a brilliant action adventure movie. So yeah, Mummy.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yep. Sounds good.
All right, going down to Apocalypse Now and Spaceballs. Apocalypse Now won our Sheen Estevez family tournament, and Spaceballs won. We did a tournament of movies set off Earth, and it won that tournament.
Star Wars, interesting.
Yeah, it did actually. It beat Star Wars. I think everybody was in kind of anarchy mode that night. We just had Spaceballs roll through that one. I'm up first. Yeah, it's interesting. I've seen Spaceballs a whole bunch of times. Like it's great, a ton of fun. But yeah, maybe it's more like a recency bias. But yeah, Apocalypse Now is getting better and better. Like I've gotten more and more obsessed with that movie the last like 5 or 6 years. Like just really dissecting it and getting super into it and just watching it a lot. I think that movie's a complete masterpiece. Like it's amazing. So I might actually go Apocalypse Now here. Jordan.
Yeah. I think that Apocalypse Now rules. Yeah, like it is a masterpiece. That's a good way to describe it. And Spaceballs, though, it's pretty close to my favorite Mel Brooks movie, and it might be my favorite. I mean, it just depends. Like, there's a lot of Mel Brooks movies that I really like, though. I'm big on Robin Hood Men in Tights and like a few other ones, but Apocalypse Now, though, that movie just rules. It's just so good, and like I don't even care which version you're watching, like director's cut or you're watching like whatever cut of the movie. They're all good, and like there's just some of the most beautiful cinematography I've ever seen, and like this just transports you to to another place in time. Just like you feel like you are with these guys in Vietnam. It's just like pretty crazy. So I'll go Apocalypse Now. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Malcolm.
I've seen Apocalypse Now once. It's got multiple director's cut. I don't know which version it was I saw. I think it might have been the Redux version. I don't know.
Did you spend about 45 minutes at a French plantation?
I don't remember it.
Because the theatrical cut has like 10 minutes of that. The Redux has like 45 minutes of that. It's kind of really long, and the final cut has the best version, which is about 20 minutes of that. And it's to me personally.
Probably the final cut.
I mean, I do like Apocalypse Now, but Spaceballs is a movie I've seen multiple times. It's definitely up there for my favorite Mel Brooks movie as well. And I just think it's one of those parody movies done right. So I'm gonna go Spaceballs.
Mm-hmm. Brian, what do you say?
Yeah, Spaceball gets my vote. Great humor. I love seeing Rick Moranis as Darth Helmet, and also John Candy as Barb, and also a film featuring multiple rules for about 2 rules for both books that you could probably do a tournament for multiple role movies. So Spaceball gets my vote.
Yeah. Richie, what do you say?
Yeah, I mean, out of the two, I've probably seen Spaceballs more just because, you know, you've got to be in the right sort of mood to watch Apocalypse Now, and it's probably it's a long movie, but like I at this, I'm thinking at this point this round, I've got to vote for the better movie here, which which it is Apocalypse Now. It's a great movie. It's it's really solid, and it's quite eerie, especially if you watch the making of the Apocalypse Now. That's also really good. Check that out.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I'll go Apocalypse Now.
Yeah. Jacob, what do you say?
Yeah, I've seen Apocalypse Now just the one time. I need to revisit it because I did really enjoy it. I thought, yeah, it's really well made, top notch acting. Yeah, the cinematography, like you said, it's really good. And I recognize that it's not probably. I recognize that it is the better made film. But just the one I go back to more and have more fun with is Spaceballs. So that's going to get my vote.
Mm-hmm. All right, so another tie, and it goes to Richie this time.
Apocalypse Now.
Okay. All right. Pretty great poster, wouldn't you say, guys?
Oh yeah, that is.
Yeah, it didn't make that.
Yeah.
I was out of town when that episode aired, so I
Did
got
that one win? I can't remember.
And see
Did it?
what
No, it didn't make out of the first fucking round, didn't it?
It was.
I made it out of one round, but that was it. Yeah, it didn't make it that much further.
I'm waiting for the prequel to Apocalypse Now called Apocalypse Then.
Yeah, right.
And, Jordan, it was called Scarlet won the tournament. That tournament.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
All right, we got the Emperor's New Groove.
Are you gonna vote for the raid, Brian?
Yeah, of course not. Of course, he's gonna be the one person that doesn't vote for the raid.
Yeah.
But the Emperor's New Groove obviously won Brian's one of his 128 tournaments, and the raid won a one location tournament. So, Jordan.
Well, surprisingly, it's actually closer than you would think because, like, I champion the Emperor's New Groove. I think that movie's awesome, and especially the Kronk stuff is like my favorite of the movie. But it's got to be the raid, though. The raid kind of like changed the game for acting, and like I feel like a lot of movies have just upped their game because of the raid. They saw what they did then, like yeah, we can do a lot better, and yeah, this movie's just bonkers from beginning to end, and it's great. So I'll go the raid. Malcolm, what do you say?
I mean, I don't know so much about changing the game for acting. I think changing
Well,
the
you
game
meant to say action, not acting.
Yeah,
Action. They'll make more sense.
Yeah, action or like choreography.
Is like what?
Yeah.
No, you might have heard me.
Yeah, I didn't. I usually jump on that, but I figured what he meant.
Yeah. Did I say acting? Because
you said acting.
Oh. In my head, I said action, and that's what I heard too.
No, you said acting.
Maybe your brain is auto correcting yourself like it does on your Facebook posts.
Yeah,
probably. I don't know.
but anyway, I mean, I like Emperor's New Groove enough. I just don't get the hype for it. I think it's fun, but I definitely don't think it's sort of top tier Disney. But I actually watched the Raid movies for the first time last year, and I think they're a lot of fun. I'm not as high as them as everyone else is, but I'm still going to vote for it here.
Yeah, Brian.
Paul Lever, Quark Lever. I pretty good guess my vote. It's actually won my championship for my new favorite movie of all time. So I'm always to vote for that. It's a fun Disney movie. It's a great voice cast. It's Eartha Kitt, Patrick Warburton, John Goodman, David Spade. Great voice cast there. I pretty good.
Yep. Yeah. Richie.
And clearly, I don't know. Maybe I need to sit down and watch the Emperor's New Groove again because I think I watched it once when I was a kid, and then I was like, oh, yeah, even as a kid, I was like, yeah, that was good. I had no inclination to watch it again. I was like, hey, that's cool. But it's not just Brian. There are a huge subset of people who are like, swear by this movie, and I'm just like, yeah, okay, good. The raid has great action and choreography. I think it's it's the way it's filmed is fantastic. It's just a feast for the eyes. So I'm gonna go to the raid.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Jacob. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. The Emperor's New Groove is fine. I do think there's some good humor here with Kronk and Yzma. But yeah, the Cusco character is just, I don't get it. I don't think he's a well written character. Austin and I think we talked about this.
That was on our one of our wheel shows, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, it just doesn't feel earned. He's still kind of a jerk. The raid is awesome. Great action, great fight choreography. Probably some of the best that's been put to film. So the raid's going to get my vote.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Sounds good. Austin.
Yeah, I mean, we talked about it on the show. Yeah, I thought when I rewatched Emperor's New Groove, it just didn't do much for me. I thought the David Spade character was a complete and utter asshole through the whole movie, and I don't think he earns his redemption at all. Like, at all. I was waiting for him to, like, no, fuck you, stay a llama. Like, I don't want you to. You haven't earned this. And yeah, I mean, Patrick Warburton's the funniest part of that movie. It definitely is, but I didn't grow up with that movie, so I don't have like a connection to it. The Raid fucking rules. That movie's awesome. And I still prefer it over the second one, just because I think it's a little more concise story and whatnot. But I'll go with the Raid for sure. So,
yeah.
All right. There we go. Going down to Man of Steel and The Lion King. Man of Steel won a 2013 tournament bracket, and Lion King is a 2-time winner, including a mystery tournament. So there we go. 2-time winner for that Lion King. Malcolm.
Yeah, I like Man of Steel. I think it's definitely up there for my favorite in the DCEU. But Lion King is one of my favorite movies of all time. It's one of those ones that it was one of my first theater going experiences as well. So it's got that special place in my heart because of that as well. So I'm gonna go Lion King.
Brian, what do you say?
I think Lion King also won that animation tournament as well. I think.
Yeah,
probably did.
Yeah, else. I don't remember what it was. Yeah, something like that.
Yeah, but for the matchup, I'm gonna go Lion King as well. Great music, great score by Hans Zimmer. Elton John did great music for it. And if you ask me what their favorite song is, I'm okay with it. So Lion King gets my vote.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Richie, what do you say?
Yeah. I love Man of Steel. I think obviously at the time it came out as a bit divisive. I think over time, more people have come around to it. I think it's sort of less so now. But yeah, I mean, it's just a shame that it's just kind of all. I feel like, I mean, I just think Henry Cavill has got the short end of the stick a lot in his career, and this is one of them. I feel like we could have. There's more to explore here. But it's annoying. You can blame The Rock, actually. Fuck The Rock. Anyway, he fucked over Henry Cavill and Cody. But it might be nostalgia because Lion King was the first movie I saw in theaters. It holds a special place in my heart, and it's still a wonderful movie. The great, great songs, and voice acting is great. Just a sort of heart-wrenching story. But I think it all works here. So I'm going to Lion King.
Yeah, sounds good. Jacob, what do you say?
Yeah, it's unfortunate because I really do enjoy Man of Steel. It's my favorite Superman movie. I think Henry Cavill is awesome, and another Russell Crowe performance here. I think he's really great too. But The Lion King is a pretty special movie for me. I think I'll be on watch along, maybe.
Yeah.
We'll see.
I certainly recommended you. I said he's the biggest
Yeah.
Lion King fan I know.
Well,
So
no,
get him.
he reached out
Yeah.
to me. I just if it's still happening.
Right. No, it should be still happening.
Okay.
He's very business oriented, so I'm sure it will
Okay.
be.
So,
I think it's next
Yeah,
week as well.
Yeah, next
Sunday.
week. Yeah, I think he'll do it still if I know
okay.
him.
So yeah, you can. I mean, as if you want to hear my in-depth thoughts, because we'll have
right.
about an hour and a half to talk about the movie.
Yes.
Then. But yeah, no, it's The Lion King for me.
Sure.
Yeah, Austin.
Yeah, it's tough one because Lion King, all those Disney Renaissance movies are great. I love Man of Steel as well. Like it's in my 128. Like I dig that movie. But you know what? I'll make Jacob happy and I'll give it to Lion King. Please get it out of the first round and see what happens. So yeah.
Yeah, this one's tough. Yeah, I mean it's my favorite Zack Snyder movie going up against one of my favorite animated movies of all time. I mean, it has my favorite Disney song with The Circle of Life. I think that song is a banger. Like I'll crank that song up and just vibe to it sometimes. Like it's just like really good. And like I did that once while I was in southern Utah going through all those rock formations, and I just had it in my earbud just cranked up, and I thought that was a good place to do it. But yeah. And I don't know whatever happened to the directors of The Lion King. Like if they did much else after The Lion King.
Well, one of them did Stuart Little though. While Big did Stuart Little.
But I did see one of them worked on Emperor's New Groove though, so that one of them did that. But yeah, I'll give it to The Lion King. The Lion King rules. It's awesome.
All right. So Lion King. And going down to Searching and The Edge of 17. Searching won one of Richie's 128 tournaments. And The Edge of 17 won a tournament where we all submitted movies that had never been on tournament fights. And Edge of 17 won that tournament. So yeah, Brian.
Yeah, The Edge of 17 is a great coming age movie, but I really did enjoy Searching the way how they did all phones, like all filmed on phones. It's a great. I really did enjoy that. So Searching, I'll go with Searching.
Yeah. Richie, what do you say?
Yeah, well, I was on someone's computer and I was going to see a phone, but yeah, this is actually tough. I think both of these are sort of underrated in a way, and both surprising. Like Edge of 17 is not usually something I'd go for, but it was really good. I think, I think it's really entertaining. The Woody Harrelson is really good in the movie as well as Haley Steinfeld. I think the chemistry between them is good. But yeah, I'll have to go with the one that won my 128 is Searching. This is it sort of blew me away. I saw it like towards the end of its theater run because I was like, I didn't really hear much buzz for it at the time over here. So I was like, I'll check it out. And I just loved it. I love the concept. John Chow, like, this is a great performance. Like, I think it could be an argument that
Not Chow.
Huh?
John Cho. He said John Chow.
John Cho. Yeah. You're always there to just fucking swoop in and go,
well, I mean, it's Goodacre, not Goodacre.
Yeah.
John Cho, you idiot! Come on, get it right.
Cho. Anyway, I'm not being canceled. Anyway, cool. And anyway, I'm done talking. Searching.
No, you're good. But Jacob, what do you got?
Yeah, interesting matchup. I think the Edge of 17 is really good. Haley Steinfeld is giving a great performance. Woody Harrelson is really good. But Searching was a big surprise. Like I was like, I don't know how well that concept is going to work. And then, boy, was I wrong. So I'm going to stop making assumptions on movies because usually I'm wrong.
Yeah.
And yeah, I love Searching. It's in my 120. It might even be in my 64. And it kind of spawned sort of a franchise. We'll see what comes after Missing. But Missing was also really good. Because I think it's because of the success of Searching. Mm-hmm. So I will go Searching. For what? I don't know.
Yeah. All right. For something.
For his next movie to watch for his blind spots. That's right.
Yeah.
I'll watch Wednesday and see what makes the championship.
Yeah, see what makes the championship. See if you got any blind spots, and go with that. Searching. I was the same way. I still remember going to the AMC and watching it and just being like, what is this stupid like John Cho like on a computer movie? Like, what is this? What is this bullshit? But I'll watch it, whatever. And yeah, just being like, damn, that was like one of the best movies of the year. Like that movie's awesome. That movie rocks. And being just as impressed with Missing. Last year I really loved that as well. I've seen Edge 17 once. It was fine. Didn't do a lot for me personally. I don't really love coming of age movies. It's not really my bag. So I'll go Searching.
Yeah. This one's really tough. I know that I own both these. I got Edge of 17 right here, but Searching somewhere. But man, probably just because I know I have Searching in my 128, but Edge of 17 will probably show up in my after the 128. It's a little lower, so I'll go Searching. But I really love both of these, and I love a good coming of age movie when it's done right. And I think Edge of 17 nails it. So, but I'll go Searching still. Yeah. Malcolm.
Yeah, I like Edge of 17. I do think it's good, but Searching was one of those movies that was a really big surprise for me. And yeah, I'm pretty sure I saw this in theaters when it came out. Because I think it was one that I've heard a lot. I had heard a lot about it. Thanks to like Henry and a lot of other people who were sort of really high in it. So I thought I'll go check it out. And yeah, it's such a great movie. And I think Missing is equally as great. So yeah, I'm gonna go Searching.
Henry just posted that he liked Madam Web. I still can't get a read on that guy.
What? You like Madam Web?
Henry.
Oh.
Henry did.
He's not the first person I've seen that says that like.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah, it's not the first one I've seen either.
I liked it ironically as a fucking hilarious bad movie. It's still a bad movie.
I haven't seen it yet, but
anyways, got Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse and My Big Fat Greek Wedding. Spider-Man won our non-connected universe comic book movies, ones that aren't connected to like a larger universe, and My Big Fat Greek Wedding won one of the rom-com tournaments. So Richie.
Yeah, this is kind of, I think Big Fat Greek Wedding is a great rom-com. It's one of the most successful independent films of all time, at least at that point. So it makes sense to make sequels. It's just unfortunate they were both trash. But this movie on its own is great. But Into the Spider-Verse was a big surprise. I didn't like. I think the Spider-Man lore is sort of modeled up already with the MCU, and you got the Sony thing, and this came along. I'm like, my God, we've got so many Spider-Man going on. So I didn't know what to expect, and this kind of blew me away. Especially the animation style. And the soundtrack. I really loved it. So I don't mind if Big Fat Greek Wedding goes through. I really enjoy that movie, but I'll go Spider-Man.
Yeah. Jacob, what do you say?
Yeah, I really liked My Big Fat Greek Wedding. It was a big surprise because I'm not a huge rom-com guy, but this one, I thought was really fun. And Spider-Man, my only regret is not seeing it in the theater because I was also like, do we really need another Spider-Man movie right now? It's animated, so I mean, at least it's different in that way. And then, I was like, I heard all the buzz about it, and I was like, okay, finally got around to seeing it, but not until it was available to watch at home. And I don't think my little screen did it justice because man, I would have loved to have seen it on the big screen. Across the Spider-Verse, I fixed that. But Into the Spider-Verse, it's a top 30 movie for me. I absolutely love this movie. I've seen it like probably 10 or 12 times already, and I'm sure I'll see it even more. So Into the Spider-Verse gets my vote.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, well, Austin, do you think that this poster is as badly photoshopped as the sequel?
Yeah, this one was like still not great, but at least yeah, I mean it's just not as like shittily done as the third one is.
Yeah, right.
It's
And-
like lazy. Like
and it
that's
looks
just like
like
typical like 2000s rom-com poster, just whatever.
Yeah.
and
You
it
know?
looks like the cast want to be there. You know,
Oh, hijinks.
the John Corbett one, but in the third one, it looks like he's like, I want to go back to pure Flicks films.
Yeah.
Though I'm voting for the one I can watch and have watched a bunch of times, a Big Fat Greek Wedding.
Yeah. So I've seen my Big Fat Greek Wedding once, and I just never really connected with it. I just never really felt like going back to it. Just didn't do a lot for me. But I mean, I'm a big Spider-Man guy, and Into the Spider-Verse was a big surprise as well. Like I wasn't sure what to think either. I'm kind of with a lot of you guys, because people were already kind of, before I saw it, 'cause I did see it in theaters, but they're already praising the animation style. And like I don't know about this animation style. It looks kind of all over the place, and then it just blew me away when you, especially when you see it on the big screen. It's really awesome. And yeah, so I'll go Into the Spider-Verse.
Not yet. We're almost done with this tournament.
Wait about 45 more minutes.
But
I want to go in there.
What Spider-Man are you gonna be?
Yeah, I'll be average
Spider-Man
Joe Spider-Man. Yeah.
Spider Snacks.
Yeah.
Spider Snacks. Spider Snack Hero.
Spider Snacks. Yeah.
I want to see Spider Dog.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Malcolm, did you vote?
Not yet.
I find it funny at the time of this matchup, you just finished talking about Henry's liking Madame Rubin, then the Spider-Man movie comes.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
But yeah, I do like Spider-Man in Spider-Verse. I do think it's really great, but I can see where this is likely going to go. And I love My Big Fat Greek Wedding. I think it's a great movie. Yeah, it's a great standalone movie with no sequels. And yeah, so I'm gonna go My Big Fat Greek Wedding.
Yeah. Brian.
Yeah, the matchup where one started a good trilogy, one started a bad trilogy. But I'm gonna go with Spider-Man to the Spider-Verse on this one. Love the animation style, love the voice work, especially more as Miles Morales, and great story. So it's the Spider-Verse gets my vote.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
All right, moving on to Scream. We're almost done here. A couple more. Got Scream and Avengers Infinity War. Scream is a 2-time winner. First one, Jordan's 128. I think it also won one of Richie's, I believe.
Yeah.
Pretty high on Scream, I think. And then Avengers Infinity War is a 3-time winner and first won our comic book universe tournament, amongst other things. So, yeah. Jacob.
Yeah, the good matchup here. I'm more of a Scream 2 guy, but Scream 2 doesn't happen if Scream isn't the success that it is. Infinity War, it was a 10 years in the making, and it brought all these heroes together that we've wanted to see for quite some time. And a great villain story. This is Thanos' movie, and yeah, I absolutely love some of the performances here. I think this is the best performance we got from Chris Hemsworth as Thor. I think he's absolutely fantastic in this movie. And yeah, no, this movie, I used to be a Civil War guy. That used to be my number one in the MCU. But over the years, the last couple of years, Infinity War has taken that number one spot. So I'm going to go with Infinity War.
Yeah, sounds good. Austin.
Yeah, I like the Scream movies overall, but not one of my favorite franchises. Avengers Infinity Wars in my 128, I think that movie just clicks. One of the last great MCU movies that I saw, in my opinion. I think the MCU kind of started to die after Endgame, and I think they've been kind of flailing around since then, just me personally. I think they've kind of lacked a focus ever since Thanos left this universe. But I think Infinity War is absolutely fantastic. So yeah, I'll go Infinity War.
I see what you did there. Avengers Infinity War clicks. Yeah.
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 Snap.
Yeah.
Snaps.
Snaps. Yeah, but yeah, I had to consult my top 128 list to see where these movies rank. 'Cause I know they're both on it, and Scream's at 46, but Infinity War is 16 overall. Like I think this movie's great, even though I do like Endgame more. I have it ranked just a little higher. They're both pretty high for me. But because I mean, if you ever saw my original 64, it was like damn near almost all comic book movies and stuff. So, so yeah, just because I grew up reading comic books and I was into all that stuff before they became a big thing, and so I'll go with Infinity War. Malcolm.
Yeah, this is an interesting matchup for me because I do like both of these franchises. And yeah, but yeah, I think I really do like the first Scream a lot. But I'm more of a I prefer Endgame over Infinity War personally. So you know what, I'm gonna go Scream. See what happens.
Ah.
You're probably
But Brian.
Yeah, this is an interesting matchup for me. I'm not a big horror person, but Screaming I'm okay with because like meta-ish and take on the slasher films. I'm more Endgame person, but for this one, I'll slightly go with Scream.
Yeah. Richie, what do you say?
Yeah, this is tough. Yeah, Scream's one of my favorite franchises, and the first Scream, I think it's probably my second favorite. I like number. I am in the sort of minority thinking the third one is the best favorite one. Yeah.
A lot of people don't like that one as much.
I don't know, and I'll never understand why. But yeah, and Avengers: Infinity War is like one of my favorite MCU movies. So this is tough. I'll go Scream, but yeah.
All right, got another tie. Goes up to Mr. Barber.
I will stick with Infinity War.
All right, so there you go. Okay, talk about a poster that tries to fit every fucking person in the movie on the poster. Jesus Christ! Look at that.
I've got the Super Smash Brothers spoof version of that poster on a shirt.
Got the Matrix and Willy Wonka.
Finally, Brian. There you go.
Yeah, there you go. So the Matrix won our Keanu Reeves Nick Cage tournament, and Willy Wonka is a 2-time winner and originally won Brian's 64. So there we go. So I'm up first. Yeah, this is a tough one. Yeah, again, two more movies that are both in my 128. Yeah, Willy Wonka is great. Nothing that's come after that has even compared to it, in my opinion, at all, even come close. But man, yeah, The Matrix is so damn good. I was just doing the 25th anniversary watch along with Purviston the other day, and was again reminded how incredible that movie is. So I'm gonna go with The Matrix.
Hey, Raquel Rodriguez is back.
Nice.
Oh, sorry, I'm watching Raw.
Oh, yeah.
Well, I mean, when I first did my 128, I think Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory was in there. It's since dropped down a little bit to the point where you may see some kind of repeats on my after the 128 because I've had to like add some more movies into my 128 and like adjust some things and so it might show up again, which is fine. Like I can expect that to happen to maybe some of y'all's after the 128, but The Matrix is like my number 2 movie of all time. It used to be my number 1. Like this movie, was a game changer for me when it came to movies. It was a game changer for like a lot of the things at the time, special effects and that kind of thing. And yeah, like I just think that it's like for its time, I'd say that it's a masterpiece. I mean, technology, it's evolved and all that kind of stuff, but it's still like. First time, like it really works. So yeah, I'll go with The Matrix. Malcolm, what do you say?
This is tough. I do like The Matrix. I do think it's a lot of fun. But I think Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory is similar to Snowpiercer. But no, Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory is a great movie. It's one that I'm always going to go back to, and it's Willy Wonka's getting my vote here.
Yeah, well, maybe someday we'll get a horror version That'd be kind of interesting. But
maybe once Willy Wonka's in public domain.
yeah, right. but Brian, what do you say?
Yeah, Willy Wonka is my favorite of all time. After my 64, we watched it a bunch of times. Still holds up. The music is great. Love the different character you went into before the factory, and has some great characters. So I'm gonna go Willy Wonka Chocolate Factory.
They need to do a sequel called Charlie and the Great Glass Elevator. They need to do it. Don't stop with these prequels and all this nonsense and then remakes and everything. But because the books are great, I've read them all. But
I think they were going to, but Ardell didn't want them to do it or something. I think there's something in the original.
That kind of sounds familiar, yeah. But Richie, what do you say?
Yeah, I just don't get how I just don't get how like the Timothy Chalamet Willy Wonka turns into this version of Willy Wonka who's pretty much a narcissist who only cares about chocolate. It's just that's the weird thing. But I do like this Willy Wonka and Chocolate Factory. It's great. Yeah, it's sort of a childhood favorite. But yeah, Matrix is one of my favorite movies. It's in my 128, pretty high on my 128. It's a revolutionary sort of film. Yeah, just wonderful special effects. So it still holds up to this day. So yeah, Matrix for sure.
Mm-hmm. I'm not going to say that the Wonka movie is good, but we will say that I do see how it can, actually see how it turns into this character. I can actually see that.
I don't see how a guy who didn't know how to read it goes to a guy who's 10 steps ahead of everybody. I'll just say that.
Yeah, I don't know, but yeah. Just how the movie ends, they kind of do some stuff to kind of link it a little.
Well, they maybe make a sequel to it based on.
He doesn't know how to read, and then then it was just like at the end, it's like, oh, I can read now.
I can read now. Yeah, we totally forgot about that.
On that side,
we forgot about that plot line, so we'll just say he learned how to read because we just totally dropped that and forgot about that. That might be kind of helpful if you're going to travel the world, but just saying. But
yeah, probably. But Jacob, what do you say?
Yeah, I was late to the Matrix. Watched it for the first time a few years ago, and yeah, it's really good. I think there's some excellent stunt work here. But Willy Wonka is another movie that's in my top 5. I absolutely love this movie. This is probably the movie I've seen more than any other movie. Yeah, it's kind of interesting. My top 4 movies have all been on the bracket tonight, which is kind of cool. So. Yeah, no, I recognize the love for the Matrix. It's just I was so late to it that I haven't got those rewatches like some other people have. So I'll go with Willy Wonka.
All right, we got another tie to me this time. Sorry, Brian.
Yes, there we go.
Yeah, Matrix. Going down to heavyweights and the Wedding Singer. This is our last one. Yeah, so heavyweights won our summer movie set in the summertime tournament, and the Wedding Singer was the final rom-com winner. So there you go. Yeah, Jordan first.
Yeah, I was gonna look it up on my list, but since I'm first, I'll just wing it because I don't think the Wedding Singer makes my top 128 for sure. I don't even think either one of these do. But I mean, I grew up kind of like. A big Adam Sandler fan and a fan of these family movies, so it's like pretty close. But I think I was a family movie fan before Adam Sandler, and I grew up more with heavyweights, so I'll go with heavyweights. And until further notice, Lynch has been canceled. Deal with it. So, Malcolm, or due to lack of hustle, that's what it is. I want to botch the line. Yeah, but yeah, Malcolm.
Yeah, this is easy for me. I'm not the biggest fan of heavyweights. I was just too late when I watched it for the first time.
You fat phobic.
I mean, I am fat. That's true.
You have low self-esteem then.
But yeah, I do like the Wedding Singer. It's definitely really high on my Adam Sandler list. And yeah, I think it's great. So Wedding Singer gets the vote.
Yeah. Brian, what do you say?
Yeah, this is tough for me. I'm a big Adam Sandler. I love Adam Sandler. Heavyweights is my 128. I'll do the logic, which we watch first. Heavyweights.
Yeah. Richie, what do you say?
Yeah, I do like heavyweights, but I came to it a lot later than other people did. So yeah, I didn't have that sort of nostalgia for it as other people did. But The Wedding Singer, I've watched a few dozen times. I love the chemistry between Sandler and Drew, and you could tell it was genuine because they're really good friends. I read some weird thing where they've talked about they wanted to do a remake of like Planes, Trains, and Automobiles, and she wanted to play the John Candy role. I hope they're just like joking, and that's not right.
Yeah, there better be a joke.
They're not just going to go ahead with that thing because that sounds terrible. I like both of them, but Jesus Christ. But anyway, I'm going to go Wedding Singer.
Yeah. I hope they just don't remake that movie. I don't know. That's just me. But Jacob.
Yeah, this is an interesting matchup. I like both these movies, but they're not movies that I've rewatched recently. Man, I'll go with The Wedding Singer slightly.
Yeah. Austin.
Yeah, again, I don't know why, but I always forget The Wedding Singer exists. I don't know. Like, it's just I feel like I got lost in that shuffle of like the late '90s shit, and I always forget about it. And then like I go back and watch, like I've seen it like 2 or 3 times, but it doesn't do a lot for me. Like I think some of the singing sequences are funny, but I don't know. The movie just doesn't do a ton for me. I know some people love it, and that's fine. It's not one of my favorite Sandlers, but yeah, I adore Heavyweights. I think that movie's way better written than it has any right to be. Really well acted, and yeah, I like it. So with Heavyweights, and we'll end on a tie here, at least for regulation. We'll go to Jordan.
Ooh, yeah. I'll probably stick with Heavyweights, I think. Yeah.
All right. Okay. So, all right. Finally, to the end of regulation here.
Right.
So let's hit it, and let's hit this speed round.
Now, is there anyone out there who wants to go fast? Anybody?
I want to go fast.
Hey, get him a suit. Hurry up. Let's go. Hustle up.
All right. Let's do this. Let's get the speed round. Finally, we have talked about all these movies, so let's speed it up. You guys know how this works, and let's see. First of all, the winners of these next matches. I'll have to write them down here real quick so I can make the bracket for Friday. But yeah, the winners will move on to the Friday Championship tournament, and then we'll see which one wins this one overall. So we'll start with we'll start with Malcolm. John Wick versus Roger Rabbit.
Roger Rabbit.
Roger Rabbit. Brian.
Roger Rabbit.
Richie?
Pass. I'll go with the one. I'll go with the one I've seen more. John Wick.
Okay. Jacob?
Roger Rabbit.
Roger Rabbit.
John Wick. Oh.
John
Roger
Wick.
Rabbit.
That's why you said that.
Yeah, I'm just like, all right, fine.
Yeah. No, I mean, Who's Running Roger Rabbit's one of my favorite movies of all time. Gotta do it. All right. So hold on, I gotta write these down real quick for myself. All right, so here we go. Okay, going to Zombieland and the Two Towers. Brian?
Zombieland.
Zombieland, all right. Richie?
I forgot Zombieland was in here because it beat.
Yeah,
because it beats disaster movie by default. So yes.
I'll go Zombieland.
All right. Jacob?
Lord of the Rings.
I'll go Zombieland.
Yeah. Lord of the Rings is in my top 10. Zombieland's 98, so I'll go with Lord of the Rings. The Two Towers.
And Malcolm.
Malcolm, yeah.
Two Towers.
Okay, we have another tie. Again, I have a feeling we're going to have quite a few of those, but we're back down to Malcolm for the tiebreakers.
Two Towers.
Okay, Two Towers. And going down to
Towers.
All right, Jojo Rabbit and Up in the Air. And we'll start with Richie.
Up in the Air.
Okay.
Jacob.
Up in the Air.
Okay.
Awesome.
Up in the Air.
Jojo Rabbit by a mile for me.
Up in the Air by a mile for me.
Oh, man. It's not even close.
Yeah, you're right. It's not even close. We're Up in the Air.
I think you guys are way
Malcolm.
too high on that movie.
Why? It's great.
High in the sky.
Yeah.
I like Jojo Rabbit, but I'm higher on Up in the Air.
Oh man, you're like my only hope, Malcolm. Come on, Brian.
Like Obi-Wan Kenobi.
Up in the air.
Up in the air. All right. So Up in the Air moves on.
Not a bad movie, but I just like the other one.
Yeah. All right. Up in the Air. And going down to Catch Me If You Can and Spider-Man No Way Home. Jacob.
No Way Home.
Okay. I'll go Catch Me If You Can. Jordan.
I will go No Way Home. That movie gets better every time I watch it. No Way Home.
Malcolm.
Catch Me If You Can.
Okay. Brian.
I'll try.
Catch Me If You Can.
Okay. And Richie.
Catch Me If You Can.
All right. Catch Me If You Can. All right. Taking out Spider-Man.
That
Okay.
might be an upset. I don't know.
I don't think so.
Not mad at it.
I don't think so. It was pretty even. Straight Outta Compton and Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. Me. What's the better movie? Probably Compton, but what's the one in my heart? Turtles. I'll go Turtles. Jordan.
What's the one that's forever in my heart? It's going to be Turtles. So yeah.
All right.
Malcolm.
Going for my heart, Straight Outta Compton.
Yeah. Brian.
He was in the house shell, TMNT.
Yeah. Richie.
Is this the second one or first one?
First.
Oh, first one. Okay. Turtles.
All right. And Jacob.
Yeah, this is gonna be my last one. Then I gotta go Straight Outta Compton.
Sure. Yeah. You want to plug anything? Oh no. He's got to go right away.
Okay, that was early. All right.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. All right.
Turtles.
Okay. Going to Gangs of New York and Snowpiercer.
Who's first?
And Jordan, you're first.
I'll go Snowpiercer.
Snowpiercer. Okay.
Malcolm.
And with that, No Chance of Ties, Snowpiercer.
Yeah. Brian.
Snowpiercer.
Richie.
Richie.
I'll go Gangs of New York.
Yeah, I would have gone Gangs of New York, but Snowpiercer moves on. Write that one down. Piercer. All right.
Snowpiercer. I don't know why that's fun to do in a New Zealand accent. Snowpiercer.
That's not New Zealand at all.
Yeah.
You sound like a New Yorker. No Piercer.
No. Snowpiercer.
You
gotta have the inflection at the end. You gotta go Snowpiercer.
You
gotta do that.
I no.
That sounds totally New Zealand to me. So.
I'm sorry to New Zealand.
On behalf of New Zealand, we're
like
sorry. No. I go back and watch it. It doesn't.
Yes, it does. It's for you all.
Nope.
You are recording technically.
Batman and Mary Poppins. Malcolm.
Should I try it with every single?
Speaking as a New Zealander, it does
now?
not sound like a New Zealand accent, Mary Poppins.
Batman. Batman.
Nope.
Oh my god.
Mary Poppins.
Richie.
Batman.
Mary Poppins.
Well, I thought for sure you'd go Batman. Batman. That threw me off for a second. I'm like,
Mary
whoa.
Poppins is higher in my overall list. It's like 20, and Batman's like
better than Batman.
35.
And also,
I mean,
I'll do it for Jacob too, because since you love Mary Poppins.
I've known them both. I mean, I've watched them both since I was a kid, so I don't know. It's about the same. But
Wow.
Mary Poppins moves on. Yeah. Why? I mean, it's Mary Poppins.
Yeah, some votes just surprised me. That's all.
Yeah. King of Comedy and Meet the Parents. A little De Niro matchup. Brian.
Meet the Parents.
Okay. All right. And Richie.
King of Comedy.
Austin.
Yeah, I'll go King of Comedy.
And I'll go Meet the Parents.
That's you can't do it.
Just stop.
Yeah.
No.
It's cringy.
It's called practice. Practice makes perfect.
No, it doesn't.
I gotta keep trying it. Meet the Parents. No.
Meet the parents.
God. All right, parents. Okay, so we got our 8 out of 16. So let's find our other 8 to go to Friday's show. And we'll start with Logan and Con Air. And we'll go to Richie.
Ooh. Con Air.
Yeah, I'll go Con Air.
Logan.
Malcolm. I think your mic's
Because
off.
of the attempt
Oh,
at
never mind.
because of the attempts at the New Zealand accent, Con Air.
Oh, come on.
Backfired.
I'm just having some fun with it. Come on. I'm doing it out of love. Come on. Yeah.
I hate to see what you're doing. I hate.
I concur, Malcolm. Con Air.
Man, the second round was really like backfiring on me. The first round was great, and then the second round sucks.
Yeah.
I mean, honestly, if it was a movie I'll go to a lot, I would actually go to Con Air more times than watching Logan die multiple times. So.
We should go to Logan a lot. Just like don't watch the end.
What?
Even though you already know.
Movies before the end.
Yeah.
All right, end. Movie over. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. I'm up first for Nice Guys and Django. I'll go Django. Jordan.
I'll go Django. Yeah.
All right, Malcolm.
Justice for Paddington, the Nice Guys.
All right.
The Django.
Brian.
Django.
All right, and Richie.
Django.
All right, Django Unchained. All right, write that one down. Okay. All right, going down to Drive and Back to the Future. Jordan.
Back to the Future. Malcolm.
Back to the Future.
Okay.
Brian.
BTTF.
Yeah. Richie.
Drive.
Ooh. Austin.
I'm gonna drive Back to the Future in my DeLorean.
Yeah.
All right.
To the future.
Okay.
Gonna move the butthead into the next round.
Back to the Future. Okay. All right. So Malcolm's up next for John Wick Chapter 4 and The Mummy. Malcolm.
Just slightly, I'm gonna go The Mummy.
Okay. Brian.
The Mummy.
Richie.
Yeah, John Wick Chapter 4 hasn't had a chance to sort of ruminate with me just because it's too new, but I'll go The Mummy.
Mummy's a top 10er for me. The Mummy.
But John Wick Chapter 1 lost, so we got a John Wick Chapter 4, right?
No.
Yeah, we do.
We don't have to. We don't have
John
to.
Wick Chapter 4. But...
You can be celebrating to anyone now.
Man, you guys hate Keanu Reeves.
No, I don't. I like Keanu Reeves. I'm sure he's a nice guy.
Yeah, wait till Speed comes up in the Wednesday tournament. I'll vote the shit out of Speed.
Wait until Matrix comes up and everyone votes against it. I know it's gonna happen.
It depends on what it's against. I don't know. I don't remember what it's going up against here. We'll find out. Apocalypse Now and The Raid. Brian.
The Raid.
Okay.
Richie.
The Raid.
Yeah, I'll go The Raid.
Man, Apocalypse Now.
I don't feel like
oh
you
my gosh, everyone's against me tonight.
I feel like you would have said The Raid. I feel like you're just doing that now.
How could we? But in that one, how could we be against you if we didn't know which one you were voting for?
I feel like you're doing a bit now.
Because you know.
No,
I feel like you're just doing a bit. Anyway,
you guys know me well enough. Malcolm.
I actually would have been with you. I would have gone Apocalypse Now.
Okay. It's gonna be The Raid. All right. Not that Raid. Autocorrect. I want The Raid. Okay. No. Not that Raid. The Raid.
Is there a different raid?
No. Searching and The Lion King. Richie.
Lion King.
Yeah, I'll go Lion King.
Yeah, The Lion King.
Okay. Malcolm?
Searching.
I could have gone either way there.
And Brian?
Savannah the Lion King.
All right, so
Yeah,
Lion King.
Ma Savannah.
All right, Lion King, and we're going out to Into the Spider-Verse and Infinity War. Me first. I'll take Infinity War.
I'll also take Infinity War.
Okay.
Malcolm?
Into the Spider-Verse.
Yeah. Brian?
A good Marvel matchup. Into the Spider-Verse.
Yeah. Richie?
Infinity War.
All right, Infinity War. Gotta write that one down. Avengers, Infinity War. Okay, and going down to the Matrix and heavyweights. Jordan.
The Matrix. Malcolm.
The Matrix.
Brian.
For Tony Perkins, heavyweights.
Richie.
Matrix.
Yeah, Jordan, I don't hate Keanu. Matrix way higher than heavyweights.
All right.
Matrix. Yeah, I mean,
good. You guys don't hate Keanu.
I don't. I don't. Like Matrix is like top 20. Heavyweights is in the 128, but it's like near the 128 mark. Something like that. Yeah, it's like way up there. All right, so we got our 16 Roger Rabbit, Two Towers, Up in the Air, Catch Me If You Can, TMNT, Snowpiercer, Mary Poppins, Meet the Parents, Con Air, Django Unchained, Back to the Future, The Raid, The Lion King, and Avengers Infinity War, and The Matrix. So good little set of movies there. Moving on to Friday, and we'll just see which one wins this particular tournament. So here we go. We're getting there. All right, now anything goes. So we'll start with Roger Rabbit and the Two Towers. All right. So Malcolm.
Two Towers.
Okay. Brian.
Roger Rabbit.
All right. Richie.
Roger Rabbit.
Oh no, Malcolm. Oh,
I'll go Roger Rabbit.
Two Towers.
Roger Rabbit moves on to the 8. Going down to Up in the Air, Catch Me If You Can.
Oh no.
Brian.
Both films featuring airline travel. Catch Me If You Can.
Richie.
I'm Up in the Air, Catch Me If You Can. By a Hair, Catch Me If You Can.
I'll go Up in the Air.
I'll go Catch Me If You Can. Malcolm.
Up in the Air.
All right, it's a close one, but Catch Me If You Can moves on to the 8. Going down to TMNT and Snowpiercer. Richie?
Snowpiercer.
Okay. I'll go TMNT.
And I'll go TMNT. Malcolm?
Snowpiercer.
Yep. And Brian?
Snowpiercer.
Wow, Snowpiercer with the upset. Okay. There you go. All right. Mary Poppins.
Bong Joon-ho. He's great.
And Meet the Parents. Me, I'll take Mary Poppins. Jordan?
Yeah, I don't have as much love for Meet the Parents. I'll go Mary Poppins. Malcolm.
Mary Poppins.
Brian.
Mary Poppins.
And Richie.
Mary Poppins.
Okay. All right. There we go.
Mary Poppins.
Was that you doing a British accent or a New Zealand accent?
That was a British one right there. Okay. Yeah, that was not a New Zealand one. No.
Con Air and Django Unchained. Jordan.
Django. Okay. Malcolm.
Con Air.
Brian.
Django.
Richie.
Con Air.
And Austin.
It's on me. Shit.
Mm-hmm.
I'm trying to think if there was any crossover actors in those movies, but I don't think there is.
No. Yeah.
Because Ving Rhames has been in a bunch of Tarantino movies, but he's not in Django Unchained. Django.
Yes.
All right. All right. Back to the Future and the Mummy. That's something.
Yeah.
So Malcolm.
The Mummy.
Brian.
BTTF.
Yep. Richie.
The Mummy.
Yeah. Austin.
Well, what did Malcolm before again? I'm sorry, I was responding to Jacob in the chat. My apologies.
The Mummy.
Oh.
The Mummy and Brian voted for the Mummy, or
No,
Back to the Future. And Richie.
Yeah, I voted for the Mummy.
Okay, I'll vote for the Mummy. Yeah.
I'll go Back to the Future.
All right, Mummy hanging in there, Mr. Dark Horse. All right, going down to the Raid and the Lion King. Brian.
Lion King.
Lion King. Richie.
Lion King.
Yeah, I'll go Lion King. Sure.
Yep, I'll go Lion King. Malcolm.
Okay.
Lion King.
All right, so clean sweep for Jacob. Said he's hopping back on. So, there he is.
Oh yes. Oh, okay.
Hey, it's okay, Jacob. Lion King
back.
just got a clean sweep. It's hanging in there, so it's all good. We got you covered.
Yeah.
Everything all right? You good? Okay, cool.
All right.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Just making sure. All right. Okay, let's we're back at it. So all right, going down to Infinity War and the
Could have
Matrix.
used you on a few of these, but that's all right.
Infinity War beat Spider-Verse. I probably would have went Infinity War.
Yeah.
Honestly.
Well, you know, we were going with 5 for a little while. You weren't here, man.
I would have went Infinity War actually. So.
Well, Spider-Verse is still, keep in mind, it's still on the Friday show, so it's got another chance. These are all just for this one. But we'll start with Richie.
For Infinity War.
Infinity War and the Matrix, yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, right.
The Matrix.
Yep. Jacob.
Infinity War.
Matrix.
Yep. I'll take the red pill and go into the Matrix. Malcolm.
I'll take Stormbreaker and go for the head. Infinity War.
Sure. Yeah. Brian.
Infinity War.
Okay, so we have another tie now that Jacob's back, and the last time we left our tiebreaker was on Brian.
Infinity War.
Okay, Infinity War. All right. So, all right, we're going.
Not too bad. It's still my top 20.
All right, so going into the final 4 here, we will start with Jacob now that he's back, and we'll go to Roger Rabbit and Catch Me If You Can.
Roger Rabbit.
Yeah, I'll go Roger Rabbit.
Yeah, this time I'll go Roger Rabbit. Malcolm?
Catch Me If You Can.
Brian?
Roger Rabbit.
And Richie?
I would have said Catch Me If You Can.
Okay.
You know, it's easy to say that when you're in another country and you know.
Catch me if you can.
Yeah, I would if
where in the country I am.
I would if I had $1,500 to spend on a plane ticket, but I don't. So, Snowpiercer and Mary Poppins. Me first. I'll take Mary Poppins. Jordan.
I'll take Snowpiercer. Malcolm.
Mary Poppins.
Okay. Brian.
It's a Jolly Holiday with Mary Poppins.
Okay. Richie.
It's just a shame you weren't here, Jacob, to hear Jordan's great British New Zealand accents.
Yeah, you missed it. You missed all the fun of it.
I'll go watch
great.
Mary Poppins.
Jesus, yeah, it was. That's what I told him to do. Go watch the replays, not New Zealand.
There's some great New Zealand accents.
No, what are you doing now?
What are you doing now?
Jamaican bobs.
You're now in Trinidad and Tobago.
What about for Snowpiercer?
Yeah, now you sound like Leon in Cool Runnings.
Yeah.
I can't say Mary Poppins with accents. I always revert to British in that one.
Anyways, Jacob, what are you voting for?
Mary Poppins, y'all.
Mary Poppins, y'all. All right, Mary Poppins into the final 4. On the other side, we'll start with Django and the Mummy. Jordan.
I'll go the Mummy. Malcolm.
Okay.
I'll go to the Mummy as well.
Brian.
Django.
Yep. Richie.
This isn't fair. This is bullshit. I'll go Django, make it interesting.
Okay.
Yeah. Jacob.
Aren't you led your last on this one, Austin? Django.
Go the Mummy. So that's a tie to Richie.
Fuck you. Mummy.
Mummy, for real? Okay.
Yeah.
Nice. Hey, I all these movies so far are all in my top 20. I fucking love it.
Yeah, they're in your top 20.
Yeah, they're in my top
Ooh,
20. I love it.
Good for you.
Yep. Damn right. Lion King versus Infinity War. Malcolm.
Bit of a Disney matchup here. I'm gonna go Lion King.
Okay. Brian.
Brian.
Both sort of similar premise almost. The Lion King.
Yeah. Richie.
Lion King.
Okay.
Jacob.
Lion King.
Awesome.
We're going Infinity War.
And I will go Infinity War.
But Lion King into the final four. So there we go. Huh? All right. Quite a diverse final four here. All right. Going into the championship, we'll see what gets there. Brian, you're up first. Roger Rabbit and Mary Poppins.
This is tough.
Yeah.
Ask me tomorrow, Mary Poppins.
I want to talk to you tomorrow.
Okay. I'll set a reminder to ask you tomorrow on my phone. Oh, yeah. Richie.
Roger Rabbit.
Jacob?
Mary Poppins.
Fuck me, man. This is like the hardest one so far. These are both like in the teens on my rankings. They're like right next to each other. Maybe. God damn it. Roger Rabbit.
They're hard for me, like in a way, but it's because they're like both at the same, like around 200 for me, and they're not like ranked really high for me. But I'll go with Roger Rabbit. Malcolm.
Both live action animated hybrids as well.
Mm-hmm.
We can go Mary Poppins.
All right, so we got a tie to Mr. Barber.
Yes, Mary Poppins.
I'm not mad about it because you know how much I love Mary Poppins, Jacob. I just made a super hard decision. I once watched recently. I once watched Roger Rabbit like 3 times in 1 week. I got like re-obsessed with that movie and watched it like all over again a bunch of times. Yeah. All right, so we'll go to Richie for the other finalists here: Mummy versus Lion King.
What bullshit? Why don't I get the fucking Howell? No, I don't want to get off this ride. Lion King.
You want to get off the mummy ride, or the Roger Rabbit ride, or the
yeah.
They still don't have a Lion King ride. I don't know why.
They have a show.
It's a show. But yeah, Mummy actually has a ride. Roger Rabbit, I don't know if it still does, but it had one to Disney for a while.
It has one to Disneyland.
Lion King ride, they just throw you off a cliff.
Yeah.
Does Mary Poppins have a ride?
No, they've been talking about like adding though, like the whatever 23 Cherry Lane or whatever their address is to Epcot, like as an experience.
Okay. All right. But anyways, Richie, you've had enough time to think. What you got?
Oh yeah, I said Lion King.
Lion King. All right, Jacob.
Lion King.
I gotta go, Mummy.
Yeah. I'll go with Mummy.
Okay. Malcolm.
I'm gonna go Lion King.
Brian.
Lion King.
Okay. Family.
Family
Family. All right.
I actually don't think it's a real family because where's Maze Runner? You know what I mean?
Yeah, but this is like we just made it way more difficult for Jacob now. Now he's gonna have a seizure because these are both like top 10 movies of all time for him. So yeah,
1 and 2.
A brain aneurysm.
1 and 2.
1 and 2.
Oh boy. All right. Well, guess what? You get to go first, so now you have to make a snap decision.
Wow.
I think one's a 2-time winner. The other one's not, I believe, right?
I'm not going to tell you.
So I'll go Mary Poppins.
You've been telling us all night. Come on.
Well, I told you what they previously won.
I should have remembered.
He didn't remember. I'm not going to tell him now.
I should have remembered from 3 hours ago.
So you went Mary Poppins?
Yes, Mary Poppins.
Okay, I'm going to go Mary Poppins as well.
I'm going to go Lion King. Malcolm.
I'm gonna go Lion King.
Brian.
Mary Poppins.
Richie.
Mary Poppins.
All right, that means Mary Poppins takes it all.
Mary Poppins.
Oh, there you go. Oh yeah.
Not the way. Well, I'll say it's the way I thought
it
it would go, not the way I wanted it to go.
It is
Say that.
it is a favorite. It's
It's
pretty
the way I wanted it to
Yeah.
go.
That's the way I thought, but with this panel, it kind of makes sense. Yeah.
Wait, what won that musicals tournament I wasn't a part of that you guys did?
Willy Wonka.
Willy Wonka?
Yeah.
Okay, that's right. Yeah, I forgot about that. Didn't Mary Poppins do well there too? Was that in there?
It got eliminated by West Side Story.
Did it? Okay. There you go.
Yeah.
But Jacob, Jacob, you are correct. Mary Poppins only won once, but now it has won twice. So it is now a 2-time winner. Lion King is already a 2-time winner. So
Now, like my suggestion is the winners of this 200 series, will they be eligible for the next one? You know, like the next, because they're not really like unique necessarily, but they're still like winners. So I don't know if we want to include them, or are we going strictly unique on the next?
No, we're just going all unique because the next one will be the next 64 after the 128, if that makes sense.
Okay.
Like whenever we get there, because we're at overall, I've got 158 movies so far. So basically, whenever we get to
192.
92, yeah. Well, then we'll have enough to do a 64 after the 128. So there you go.
We might have to wait longer and longer to do these because we're gonna have less unique ones and more repeat winners.
Well, we seem to get a lot of unique ones in the ladder series. That's where we seem to get a lot of them. Is in those yearly ladder series. We get those movies that give them a chance to win like those yearly ones.
Yeah.
So that's where we get a lot of.
What I was about to say
after the 60, after the 128.
Right.
Well, I was actually about to propose. Do you have 64 movies that are multi winners?
Oh no, not even close. I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5,
like
6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. I got like 20. Got like 20 that have won multiple times. Yeah, something like that. So we're not. I mean, I've almost got enough for a half bracket. Like if we eventually got enough, 12 more, we could do like a half bracket. But it'd be a long time before we get to 64 multi winners.
Here's Billy Madison wins on Wednesday.
I don't know, but yeah, good job, Mary Poppins. I always clap for the winner. So
yeah,
good
Mary
job.
Poppins is good, man. I like it. Yep,
it is good. Yeah, so yeah, but yeah, that was fun. That's part one in the books. I'm glad it went on your guys' favor. But yeah,
you sound salty as fuck.
No, I'm not. I'm not really salty.
I had a mostly wonderful time tonight.
Yeah. Well, like Mary Poppins, try to have the.
No, well, he doesn't like being told he has to choose between Mary Poppins and Lion King. That's no fun for Jacob.
Yeah. Well, for me, there's about 20 movies I would have gone over it, but I mean, only about 20 out of the 64. So Mary Poppins is fine. Yeah. So, we'll do some plugs and that'll do it. And we'll be back at it again Wednesday. But so thanks, guys. But we'll go to Malcolm. What do you have going on?
I mean, if he hadn't tried doing New Zealand Nexus, maybe I would have voted for Logan.
We're trying to show your country some love. Come on.
Well, we asked you nicely like 5 times, and you just kept insisting. You just kept going and going.
Gotta practice till I get it.
But you won't. It'll never happen. It's never going to happen for you. Like Fetch.
Never say no. Never. There's nothing.
Look. I don't think I've ever seen a American person successfully puff a New Zealand accent.
Yeah.
Well,
it's like one of those dialects where like you like try over and over and they're like, no, you don't have it. But to the person, it sounds like you're doing it exactly right. Like kind of those words that are hard to pronounce in some other languages, that kind of thing.
But anyway, you can find me on Tape Productions, a host of Rankin every Sunday. This week we're going to be doing top 12 comedy TV series of the 2010s. So of course JPO is going to be on there. But you can also find me popping up all over the place on Full Metal, here and there, everywhere.
Yeah, sounds good. And Brian, where can we find you?
You can find me doing shit most places. Pierce Co. Lights Out Trivia. My match on Multiplex. Dropped Sunday. This past Sunday with team match. I'm doing a match this week for the Workhouse Trivia on Hunter channel. And I appear here. I'll be off for Friday. And this Workout thing surprise for the 200 that Major talked about.
Yeah, we got something, but we're not revealing it yet. So.
Yeah, top secret.
Yeah, yeah, but yeah, cool. And Richie, where can we find you?
Find me on tournament fights, tier rank, lonely marks. I feel like we're just jetting off as soon as we do our plugs. Apparently,
Yeah, right.
tournament fights, tier rank, lonely marks, where we're reviewing some fights. We're doing our cards from the TNA draft and doing predictions for Elimination Chamber 2024, which is in Perth, Australia, coming up on Sunday for me. Yeah, Sunday for me. So some of the matches. You're not going to win prizes for predicting, to be honest, because they're pretty straightforward. But yeah, so check that out. And then I appear along other trivia spaces here and there. I was on Rankum with Russell Crowe.
Me too.
But talking about Russell Crowe with John Anderson, and I pop up all around the trivia spaces, Battleground when it comes back, and all right.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, sounds good. Yeah, cool. And Jacob, where can we find you?
Yeah, like Richie said, Lonely Marks on Thursday. I'll be back Friday for the championship. So yeah, I'll see. I'll see what happens on Wednesday to see if there's any blind spots I need to cover, and then Saturday, Austin and I will be going live, doing our favorite movies. Well, not our favorite movies, but just movies that we like that are under 30% on Rotten Tomatoes. I'll let him reveal the ones that he chose, but I chose Spawn and The Little Rascals.
Nice.
A couple 90s choices.
Yeah.
And Sunday is watch along for The Lion King.
I still got to see Spawn. It's still a blind spot for me, but Austin.
Spawn's the one I got to rewatch. It's been a minute since I watched that, but Little Rascals I've seen a million times. I can talk about the movie left and right. Another 1994, a lot of 1994 family films that year. It's a crazy year for family.
We're just kicking some 1994 movies off of our list, so we don't.
So we don't have to pick them for the anniversary series. Because I also chose a 1994 movie. I chose Baby's Day Out, which was on the Guilty Pleasure. Really? I like that movie a lot. Baby's Day Out, which has like a 22% or something. And then I also chose Law Abiding Citizen, which is an awesome movie that has 29%, which is nuts to me. And I love that movie. So
crazy. 29 for that.
So we'll be talking about those 4 movies on Saturday. Tomorrow night on Jacob Cameron's channel, our friend Jacob Cameron, he's doing a series. I'll link it on the Shimono Friends and Family group tomorrow night, but he's been burning through some Godzilla movies with a bunch of people from around the community, and I'm going to be talking Godzilla versus Destroyer tomorrow night on his channel at 9 o'clock. So he asked me if there was a particular one I wanted to talk about kind of in a certain time. He gave me like a time frame, and I was like, I'll do that one. So we'll be talking about that one. That was a lot of fun, and not much else outside of the actual channel. So that'll be it.
Well, maybe tomorrow night I'll tune into that and then find out what that is, because I don't know what that is.
It's the 1995 movie from the Heisei era that was at the time the death of Godzilla. So it was a pretty big deal at the time for Toho.
Yeah. Well, cool. Sounds good. Just what we have coming up. I mean, obviously the rest of this 200th celebration going on Wednesday and Friday. And then let's see, not too much else going on for me the rest of the week. We're just kind of focusing on that, but probably I'll be reaching out soon, maybe tomorrow or Wednesday, to some people about the Seen and Heard movie trivia tournament, because we have that coming up, and I'll be reaching out and trying to. Yeah, right. I just got here. But I'll be reaching out, trying to schedule some matches, though. So but If
we don't need to start over. The right movie won.
You can do that, but
you can tune in a second based on the thing I play at the end to find out who won.
Right. But so just watch for that, And I mean, it'll just be based on people's availability as who goes first. And some of you may be right away, and some may be waiting a while because this tournament goes all throughout the year. So don't worry too much if you have to wait. It's not a big deal. We'll get to you eventually. And then for next month, we'll be doing an exhibition match that'll be the best bar/drinking movies. So we're going to do movies that have prominent drinking scenes or bar scenes, and we'll just play whatever scene from that part of the movie. So if you want to be part of that, just reach out and let me know, because that movie or that exhibition match could be very random, because there could be like drinking in bars and like almost anything. So yeah, it could be fun. So yeah, and I think next week is when we're gonna try to do either Wheel of Movies or recast on Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory. And we've been waiting quite a bit on the recast. So probably I'll try to shoot for maybe doing a recast next week, but we'll see how it goes. I'm going to see what everyone's availability is, and we'll make some announcements, because you can find us on the social medias on the Shoutout Friends and Family group, at Movie Hero 2121, on all the other socials, and then at Jordan 83616, and we'll make all the announcements. And you can find all those down in the description if you don't remember that. Just look in the description of any of our videos, and you can find it there. And yeah, I think those are like the main things we have coming up. Just what we have for tournament fights and tier ranker after that, though. We will be doing our movies with one-word titles championship. That's coming up next Tuesday. And then
I'll be doing. You were after the 128 was on Tuesday.
Oh no, because we had to switch it just because we are going to be well, for whatever reason, we just switched it. I think it might have been for some availability of like people that wanted to be on certain episodes. So I swapped.
Tell me these things, because I have to make the tier rankers. Yeah. So tell me these things.
Yeah. Well, that'll give you a little more time. Well, I'll give me a little more time to finalize my after the 128, because I'm still kind of like doing that. But I'll try to get it to you soon. But because we'll be doing the one-word titles Tuesday, and then Friday we'll be doing my after the 128, and then we'll start going through everybody else's that's a regular on the channel, just kind of month by month. So yeah, and then we'll get into the best movies of 2004 ladder series. That'll be another 3-parter in March. So we got that one coming up. We're doing our best fantasy sci-fi characters. That'll be the last topic in our character our geek character series. So we're on a quest to determine the best geek character of all time, and that'll be the last one. And then we'll have our championship with all the different geek fandoms all combined into one. And then we have a Movie Hero Mystery Tournament. We're doing another one of those. We do those about once a month. Then Austin will be the next one up for his after the 128. So that'll be soon. And then our next actor versus will be Jack Black versus Ben Stiller. So, and then for Austin's birthday, we'll be doing a mystery movie speed tournament with a twist on it. So, we're not going to reveal what the twist is yet until close to the episode, maybe even on the day of the episode. So, but yeah, yeah, and then we'll have 64 great movies from 64 great directors. We're going to actually find 64, and we're going to do their best movie starting on the 1st of April. And then we have we'll be doing a birthday episode for Jacob Barber in April. That'll be either, I don't know if you decide if you want to do your favorite albums of all time, or your favorite like bands or like music artists.
Yeah, I haven't decided yet.
Either one.
I'm still thinking it's either going to be my favorite albums or my favorite bands and artists.
Yeah, but I also saw too that Rolling Stone just released their top 500 songs of all time. That just came out, so that's out there. So I'm able to do something with that. Mm-hmm. Yeah. So, and then I haven't figured out what Malcolm wants to do for his birthday episode, because you guys have a birthday about a week apart. So I need to get with him and figure out what he wants to do. Oh, it's the same day. Okay. Yeah. So we'll be doing it probably on like the same week. It'll be like a birthday week. So yeah, I need to figure that out with with Malcolm. But and then just throwing just a couple extra ones. We'll be starting our next tier ranker series. It'll be best TV shows of all time, and the first one's going to be best TV shows from 2017 until now. So we'll be doing some TV stuff on the channel, which I'm really looking forward to getting into that stuff. And then April will be when the Geek Series Championship is, and then for my birthday, I'll be doing a mystery tier ranker. So that's kind of similar to what I did last year. So I'll be doing that. And yeah, we'll just call it good there. So yeah, that's kind of some stuff you can look forward to coming up. So and I don't know which episode that JP was referring to. The whole panel should be drunk for that one.
Probably the exhibition scene in her.
Oh yeah, that makes sense.
Bar
So,
one, yeah.
So if anybody wants to drink, I'll allow that, but you got to take quick sips because there's a hands-on screen thing for
Well, you do it in between questions. That's when you do it.
Yeah, right.
If you get it wrong, you got to take a drink. That's how it works.
And I don't drink, so I'll just get some non-alcoholic beer, maybe.
That's why you have. That's why you have a co-host that will get.
You're onto something.
Yeah,
there.
right. Yeah.
Every time you get it wrong, take a drink.
Yeah, right.
Yeah. If you get it wrong, you got to take a drink. There you go.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but that will do it for us tonight. So thanks again, guys, and we'll be back at it Wednesday. So I gotta remember everyone who left, but for Malcolm Lay, for Brian Nussbaum, for Richie Goodacre, for Jacob Barber, for Austin Pez Howell, I've been Jordan, the movie hero Anderson, and we'll see you next time.